Ahoy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. Welcome, Hexicans. I am your captain, RG3, and I got my sidekick and loyal right-hand man, Hex Jesus, here on time, hanging out with the new equipment, looking fly. Got the lights all dimmed out nice. I got to fix this lighting somehow, man. I got to do the right thing with the lighting. Welcome to the chat room. Look, we've got tongues a wagging, we've got rock stars going, meth girls, monkeys shaking cages. All right, and lots of women dancing. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat. Right. So what is up, dude?
Nothing much, man. Just chillaxing and shit. Just stacking these coins and staking them, man. What else is there to do?
There isn't a lot to do, except for get on the Twitters.
Right.
I got banned the other day. I got Twitter banned.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, dude. I was like, what the fuck? When the hell did you get banned, man?
You know what? Okay, so I've been like Adrian. I'm a big Adrian fan, right? So so I'm always on Adrian's post, and Adrian is like a Twitter machine. So I'm surprised he's not like banned for being a bot or whatever, because I can't keep up with him. So I keep, posting on his tweets, and I think that's what happened, is that it looked like I was spamming his tweets or something, and they pulled me. I went in and checked the email, and I put in an appeal, and then it said sometimes they think you're spamming or whatever, and the algorithm will just grab you and ban your account. Right. So I think that's what happened, because as soon as I sent the appeal in, like within like a half hour, 45 minutes, it was back up and running. So I think it was just kind of like an algorithmic type of deal, because I mean, you got to really fuck up to mess up your Twitter account, man.
Right. I mean, you really got to be doing trolls on a real. I mean, you got to be doing like horrible shit to get banned on Twitter, man. You really got to do some fucking fuck shit to get banned, dude.
Exactly. Well, hey, we got a guest here today, and he's one of our cutthroats. So he's kind of not really a guest, but like a fixture around the Discourse Syndicate, and that's our buddy Crypto Coffee. What is up, dude?
What's up, guys?
Dude, check that background out. That is cool as shit, man.
Yeah, man. I'm in the Hex universe, man. It sucks me in. I'm going through a time warp over here.
I see that. Where you been, man? You've been MIA for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've been moving. Getting all my shit together, setting up a new place. It's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I hired movers and everything, but finally settled in. I got my green screen, got a new room, trying to fix the lighting for once. I'm still looking a little pinkish today. Maybe we'll try some of that. But yeah, I'm just getting set up and plan to start doing a lot more.
Yeah. Lighting is hard.
Yeah.
Lighting is freaking hard. I'm sorry.
I got this brand new light too, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to angle it. Because
is it one of those TikTok hoop light things?
No, but that's in my Amazon list right now. Yeah.
What's TikTok? What is that?
Just a thing that spies on you, man.
Oh, okay. Lord Trump said that's not going to exist anymore, so it's not in my memory anymore.
Apparently, Instagram just copied what TikTok is doing. So
yeah,
they're going to eat TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then did the Microsoft deal just fall through or some shit, or what happened with that?
They kind of like pulled like a protector type deal where they were like, oh, we'll buy it, to kind of like pull them off of, banning them or whatever. So I don't know if that was really legit or if it was just like a kind of a freaking smoke and mirrors type of thing. I don't know.
Well, I know that they only really had one major Chinese investor still in, which was in Hong Kong. And I think the reason why they hadn't gone after, they didn't go after TikTok for a while is because you couldn't really extradite people in Hong Kong. And now with all the stuff going on with the Communist Party of China saying you can pretty much extradite anyone that's ever had a business in Hong Kong, so you can be in some other country and they can just nab you. for being, dude. Yeah. That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I'd rather get spied on by an American country than
Right.
China. If I'm getting spied on, I want to get spied on by my own people.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know what's worse, the guys that are here or the guys that are freaking around the other side of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I got a citizenship here, so that's what I care about.
Yeah, I mean, the Chinese army isn't going to break into your freaking backyard and freaking, take you away or anything,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's all really about your security on your online presence, right? I mean, that's what it really boils down to.
Yeah. That's why you kind of paste like your social security number right here along with your name and your mother's maiden name and stuff, and you're good to go, bro. I mean, you're safe.
Have you ever seen some of these guys that just do that? They're like, "This is my social security number, and I'm not scared of shit because I've got such and such lock, and you can't fuck with me."
LifeLock, or like the LifeLock protection guy. Yeah. He got, oh my god, he got smashed on that dude.
He got wrecked, right?
Yeah, something tells me that's not a good idea.
All the crypto guys are like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker, watch this."
Yeah, they're waiting. They're out there waiting, dude. I had a YouTube channel. The very first YouTube video I ever made was on my old channel, which was like a different account. And I left an email address that was not like my main email, but it was like a junk email that I used for a bunch of junk. I left it open on my YouTube. And the second I made that video, a bunch of accounts, luckily, accounts that I don't care about, but a bunch of accounts started trying to get like hacked into. I got notifications saying, unknown login from Thailand or something like that. On like 3 or 4 different accounts, and I'm like, what's going on? Should I not even do YouTube at all? Like, what's going on?
My wife has been hacked like 4 different times on her credit cards. For some reason, China gets her credit cards. I don't know what it is or why it is, but she's been hacked like 4 different times. I mean, I never lost anything. It was like they catch it. They go, "Hey, look, somebody's trying to make freaking, transactions out of Laos, and it's like, are you in Laos?" And no, so they shut it down. But it's happened to her like 3 times, and I don't know.
There are some local gas stations in my area where if you use a debit card at them, I don't know what's going on. So this doesn't happen during the daytime, but this happens if you're like traveling through some cities or something during the nighttime when you put your debit card in there to get some gas and stuff. Someone's like key logging them or something because
they got those little devices now that they can actually put right over it so that they're reading your shit when you put it in there.
Yeah, that's why everyone's moving towards chip now because you can't. Well, you can probably still do that with a chip, but it's harder.
A little harder.
I had chip, dude. They definitely did. Like they try to buy. If I remember right, some Louis Vuitton stuff with the card, literally. So what they do is they try to take your money online and they buy like something they could just resell later off, kind of OTC. Oh, not OTC. I mean on eBay or something. OTC, Jesus. But it's so funny. Crypto is really cool because it helps. Like you, if you understand crypto, then you start understanding what kind of fuck shit the rest of the world is doing. Like let's just say you buy a lot of something, right? And you can't sell it on the like, I just sell it to a friend, right? Well, that technically all that is just OTC.
Yeah. No, a buddy of mine had a business. He was doing internet supplements, vitamins, those types of things, and he had a bunch of different distributors distributing his products, and people were buying it with credit cards. And he said it was such a nightmare with all the returns and all of the fraud and the delivery bullshit. He said it was just like a constant every month. It was just big dollars every month going down the toilet because he had to, he lost product every time that somebody would, reverse their charges and all that bullshit. So he said it was just the credit card thing is a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
It can be, yeah. Chargebacks are a bitch, especially it depends on what you're selling. But if you're selling high retail value or resale value items like shoes or any, Louis Vuitton or whatever, people can sell that on the dark web or, like you said, peer to peer, whatever. But I think there's a little bit less risk if you're just selling, cheaper items and more mass quantity because nobody wants to waste their time hacking you then. But
unless you're the company that's distributing the shit and then you got, a massive amount of freaking chargebacks every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what is going on in crypto? It's like everybody's got their fucking heads up their ass right now. It's the weirdest thing. Crypto is the weirdest place right now. There's just weirdness everywhere. I mean, not only just Hex. I mean, Hex has been, since I got back from Colorado, man, it's just been like, what the fuck has happened here, man? This place is just getting weird.
Yeah, it's a little creepy, man. People are, it's always been like this in a way, but it never really, it's Hex's first go through.
It's a different weird. I mean, I'm weird, I mean, I got the pirate show and we talk about toilet, freaking jokes and fart jokes and bullshit, here. I mean, we get weird too, but in a funny way, not in a, like, I don't know, in a fucking strange, weird way. There's just like some strangeness going on in the community all over the place.
So we've gone from like coders to like farmers. Everyone wants to be a yield farmer now, bro. I mean, we went from like I want to code on 30. I'm a yield farmer now. I'm getting these yams, and soon enough I'll be plotting my corn, and soon enough I'll be a soy boy farmer.
Dude, we're kind of regressing. We're regressing back to away from what crypto is for, which was to get away from central parties and all that stuff, get away from middlemen. Now we're selling out to middlemen, and we're saying, oh, which centralized company has the most VC funding? I mean, this is almost pretty similar to 2001. I mean, I know 2017 was like pretty much that, but we're moving backwards, I think, away from the original goals of crypto.
Yeah. Well, and Hex moved closer towards it,
Yeah.
And now Hex is getting not getting credit for being that. Like, did anybody hear freaking the other marble gargler, Ivan on Tech today?
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand that.
I didn't. You know what? It's funny how everybody dances around Hex. He was like trying to give Hex credit, but he danced around giving it credit, and then gave everybody else credit for being like Hex. If Hex would have just been a little bit more like DeFi, then maybe everybody would like them instead of hate them like we do. It was like, okay, well, thanks again. Fuck. I guess thanks.
I mean, we're steering the ship in the right direction. It's kind of covert though. We're working on the real stuff that matters, like the privacy, ZK Sync, all these different things that really are going to matter in the long term, but people don't care about it when they want price go up. What's up, Big K?
Hey, what's up, Big K? No sound, bro.
You're on mute.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
He's looking. Yeah.
Bingo.
I think I got it now.
There you go.
Yep. Man, I thought what Ivan said was pretty cool, actually. I mean, like, he hasn't given us credit, but then, I mean, he said that the whole space has been hexified.
It's funny. He did, but he danced around the whole thing.
And he did, but he also, and like the thing about that
it's funny. Right. Everybody's got Stockholm syndrome and freaking Hex, man. It's like, well, they just mentioned our name, so freaking.
Well, he did. I mean, he did say that the entire industry has been taking a note from us and like as being hexified, which is pretty awesome. I mean, like that's some cool props. I mean, he's trying to, and at the same time, he did say that we could use more terminology about DeFi in our stuff, because I mean it is only on our homepage once, and it's something that we could have been promoting more earlier on. I do think that he does make a good point about that. But I mean,
instead of you were not a scam.
But if you think about how awesome of a position we are in right now, though, because like what is like typically in DeFi right now, the way you're made, besides yield farming, I mean yield farming is all short term, and all the rest of it is still trading, Uniswap trading, and these fees are out of control right now, out of control. Whereas in Hex, you literally buy your coins, stake your coins, and then sit back and wait. I mean, like if you're gonna pay a $30 unstake fee, you're gonna pay it once in several years from now, and that's reasonable. I can live with that, and that's something that like we should be attacking that marketing aspect, because that's something that's pretty crucial that we have that not many other coins have right now,
Yeah.
we should maybe also get away from like maybe like, oh, Hex did 10 or did like 600 and I don't know 120 X on the on the bottom price or something like that,
But
and just go like straight DeFi and CD products or whatever.
Well, yeah.
So-
I mean, we're not like that. That's not a sustainable 100x in 100 days kind of stuff is not sustainable over the long term. So it's hard to live up to that.
So
you never know.
Here's my problem with what Ivan said. I agree. Thank you, Ivan, for fucking giving us props. Thank you. But he said the way they speak about Hex, he didn't get into Hex and they try and explain why it's DeFi. He says, why aren't you saying you're more DeFi? He says, oh yeah, everybody's being hexified right now, or the hexification of crypto. But what does that mean? Explain yourself.
He did explain it. He said,
give it props and talk about it.
He explained it very specifically. He said the whole industry right now has turned into a place where you take your money and lock it up here and you get some more of something else. He said that's what Hex started with. Hex started with you lock it up and you get more for something else. He says now everything. You met the yams.
Well, you explained it a little more than he did, to be honest.
He said that very specifically in his.
I listened to it. I didn't hear it. Like
he said it exactly like that. He said I'm just repeating what he said. And like he said yeah. Now with the yams, you lock up your yam, you lock up your coins, and you just get more yams. That's what it's all about. You get more for locking up. That's what everything is about now. And that's exactly what Hex started. So like he did explain what makes like what he thinks makes Hex good. Now that's one aspect of it. There's a lot more to it than just locking it up and get but that's what a lot of people are taking from it. And he did say, he was pretty like it was a 2.5 minute little thing that he did where he did say quite a bit about it.
Yeah,
I can't.
He said he had quite a bit more than he's ever has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
give him credit.
The rest of about Hex is pretty complex, I just think that he's not going to do a dissertation about it. He's hoping we spend the $30,000 on and pay him.
10 to 30 now.
That's what he said. Apparently, I was reading in the chat that I think Hexadecimal said that he asked him in a chat message, and he said that he'd do like a full spread like Hex like episode or like a big chunk of the episode for that, which again is insane. That's ridiculous. But compared to like the other stuff that people pay him for, it's crypto's a weird place.
I don't think that's advertising money well
freaking
spent.
weird. The whole space is.
I don't either.
Right,
I don't think it is either. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that like he gets. I can understand why he asks for that because he gets that and more. Mm-hmm, exactly. It doesn't mean we're going to, but somebody will.
He's basically just preaching to an echo chamber for $30,000 because he knows these are the only people that have enough because they just made enough off their latest pump to think that that's a good idea. So,
yeah, if you get deep into his game, it's pretty simple. He's got a class where they give you pointers of the hot tips of what's coming out, and then slightly after those hot tips come out, he's talking about them on his show, and then you've got thousands of people watching him talk about the hot tips that he just gave to hundreds of people. And what do you think?
Good for him. Good for him for hustling. Good for him. He's probably making a shit ton of money. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the entrepreneurship and all that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's all short-term stuff, right? It's all monthly or cyclical, coin of the day, coin of the quarter, kind of stuff. These things come and go.
Exactly. And it's like, why aren't we having deeper conversations about DeFi or deeper conversations about what the
DeFi
not why he's doing?
That's not what he's doing. That's not his show at all.
I know, but the whole crypto space should be speaking more about the direction it's going.
To go to his academy to learn more. That's what he wants. He just wants to tell you what
exactly my point.
Rapid speed news, which that's the free part,
Exactly my point.
But you also do have a little more protection that someone's paying for something where you can actually say something in private that you can't really say to a bunch of people. It's sort of like that thing, like Richard says, where like let's just say you're 100% right on your trades, but because I wake up 1 hour before you and like, oh shit, I sell my coin and you don't sell your coin, you get wrecked, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. So that's similar what goes on with buying in that sphere. but I mean, at the same time, if you think that what you say on those chat in any chat, private chat room like that, the like private chat room isn't being screenshotted by shit tons of people, like, you know, that's, come on now.
Yeah. I mean, I think though, if you look at charts, I mean, Hex kicked off the bull market, the DeFi bull market. So maybe he's saying that. I mean,
Yeah.
Hex had to pump before everything else. Everything else is pumping now, and Hex is dumping.
Yeah.
It's like the most decorrelated crypto to anything else.
Yeah,
that is very true. And I mean, like, I mean, you can see it just in the sell-offs that we've seen. People are for sure going from Hex into whatever the latest chasing the pump, you know, just because some of us were principled in this and decided that we are going to stick it through with like a crypto that we really believe in for all of the reasons we do, doesn't mean that like everybody who made that 0.6 of a cent top believes what we do or thinks what we do. There's plenty of people just being advantageous.
The staking percentage shows that there were a lot of people that came in during the big pump, and you know, and they got bored and went to other coins like they always do, like all traders do, like most crypto people do. You know, I mean, they didn't get into Hex and learn about it and learn how to stake. I mean, if you were on Twitter today, you saw that Chaos Johnny was on there saying, hey, you know, these people don't even know how to stake. They don't know where the freaking website is to stake. You know, they knew where to get the coins, but do they even know how to get to? Do they even know how to stake?
That's true. I've been believing that for a long time. That like, I mean, there's plenty of people when we say like, oh, we're on 30 exchanges. I mean, if anybody's buying our coins, buying Hex on that exchange, like the chances of them actually interacting or like seeing any of the stuff that we put out is minimal, because like then they probably wouldn't be buying it on that exchange. So like there's huge swaths of people that are just traders that just see that new ticker symbol, that bought the new ticker symbol. You know, I mean, even Ivan's class, even he talks about it. Like part of what of his analysis is how cool the logo looks. You know, and that's like a piece of it to him. So like, how many people just scrolled through, you know, CoinGecko and was like, that's a cool logo, buy. You know, like, I mean,
it's part of it for sure. But I want to know what you guys think about. Do you think, because it feels like a lot like 2016, right? Every time you go on Poloniex, you see a coin up 30%, 40%. Then you got, you know, pump chasers, basically. Like, oh, what's this one? It just went up 40%. Better look into it. Then it dribbles off for a day, and then the next day, a bunch of people saw it just went up, so it goes up another 60%.
Well, what I'm not seeing though is the pump rooms. Like, remember Telegram used to be filled with these pump rooms where, I mean, they were like literally strategically freaking get in. This is the one we're going in. This is the time we're getting in. This is the time we're getting out. How many are in? Boom, 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 boom. I don't see a lot of that anymore. And that was everywhere.
Will this bull market play out the same way that it did in 2017? Or because I'm thinking it might be shorter lived. It might be, you know, higher and shorter. Because I mean, they all do kind of rhyme, but nothing really repeats the same way. So,
yeah, it's weird you said that, man, because I've been thinking about that a lot too. Like, everybody wants to act like this is some like we're in the first quarter kind of shit. Like, I'm wondering if like this with the DeFi craze, if we're already a third or halfway through this race. You know, like I don't know. Yeah. You know, I have no idea. You know, but like I mean, I don't know what to think. You know, like because I have been wondering how, like, is the market cycle really going to be 2.5 years or 2 years of straight upwards?
Because that would just be too predictable, right? It'd be too easy to just say, oh, it's going to be exactly like the other one, 4-year cycle, blah blah blah.
I think it dies in the summer of next year. I don't think we make it to December. That's where I think that might be the big thing. Like, because like
that's a good prediction. That's a good prediction.
Yeah. We're in a nice little bubble. We're in a nice little bubbly zone right now until the elections are done. Right, nothing's going to happen. The stock market's not. Of course, we got to get a little correction, but there's not going to be a total fucking meltdown. There's no way the Fed or Trump or anyone else is going to let the fucking stock market and the equities market die, or the real estate market, because they're supplying the real estate market and the banks with fucking repo money. They're printing like QE and stuff infinity right now. They're keeping the Fed fund rates at 0%. So after the election and after the little honeymoon phase, then from there you could see probably like the first real big correction in, like, I don't know, January. Then from there you can get the crypto market like uncorrelating and then like launching out, and then that's when you get a big crash or something. But
I think there's more institutional money that's in right now from freaking this grayscale crap. You know, I think what are we at 365 billion right now? Hold on one second. I want to. Hey, thanks RG3 Shades Are Not Glasses for the diamonds. Appreciate you. And he likes your hair, Crypto Coffee.
All right.
He said that's a great COVID freaking hair doozy.
I'm letting it grow all COVID, man. It's gonna be bad.
But somebody said, "Yo, what's that reoccurring tweet that you keep sending out? That might be part of why you got banned." I didn't know that. Am I sending out a reoccurring tweet?
Yeah, every time you go live, you send out a tweet that says Puerto Rico update from Big K on Discourse Syndicate tonight. You know, like when you sent that the first time, that I think you have that on a list. So like,
so it's
I've
on
seen it a couple times. So like I see it. I'm like, hey, look, I'm getting tagged. Oh, okay.
Well, Kinetic. Kinetics he couldn't change it, so it was it stayed when I left. It stayed the 25th episode, so it just kept recycling. That was the episode you were on, so that's why it just kept recycling. So maybe that's what it was. That message just kept. That might have been it too.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't Adrian. Maybe it wasn't the Adrian situation. My little weird friend Adrian. God, man, freaking
shout
love
out
that guy.
Bingo Earth, bro. Shout out
What's
Bingo
that?
Earth. Shout out Bingo Earth.
Shout out to Bingo Earth.
Oh yeah. Hey, Bingo Earth. That's right. We're doing another episode this Sunday, right before Hexologist show, like an hour and 10 minutes before his show. We start 6:30.
Okay.
We have I have a couple guests. A couple. They're called MZG. It's a twins that are a DJ duo. They're out of Colorado, and we're going to be raising money for a charity called Backline. That is, they do like. They've been helping out a lot with entertainment and musicians during COVID, but they do a lot of like mental health help, like community work, teaching helping people with whatever troubles they're dealing with mentally, because it is a stressful industry. So that's where their main focus is. So yeah, we're gonna be having that this weekend. 100,000 hex given away. You have 20,000 per bingo win. We usually get in like four games before the hour's up, and then yeah, anybody who enters gets entered into the 500,000 hex giveaway at the end, right 2 days before big payday, on the Bingo Earth before. So yeah, come on and play bingo.earth. Should be fun.
Cool. Get away from the weird and go have some fun.
Yeah, it's $10, goes to charity.
Because crypto is weird. It's just weird right now.
Oh man, it's I mean, kidding me? The idea that like the founder of BitMEX, like the largest leverage trading site, is posting tweets of his screenshots of him buying into like garbage ass cryptocurrencies that are like on day one, page one, the thing says this is not a secure audited coin. It never will be audited, and like this is totally who the heck knows what's going to happen. Like and then on day two, they already find a critical vulnerability. Go fucking figure. Like, I mean, and then people think that that's like, okay, how does that dude not like, I mean, because he's been taking people's money for so long that Arthur can just say that kind of shit and nobody says it. Like, oh yeah, oh well. And then yeah, the price goes from what, 150 at the top there down to $5. So it was at the bottom when it rebased. That's whoo dog.
It's not the first one of those we've seen do that recently.
Nope. No, it's 100. I think 160 there, and yeah. So yeah, it's not the first one, and and like if you bought it anywhere over that, like about $100 line, like $90 line, you got your ass chewed out on that one. Seriously. So I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's that, but the thing is like it's not that weird, because like we saw this with ICOs before, like just people just throw like just. But
I felt like crypto was getting
money.
It was not being as weird. I thought that especially Hex.
People
Hex was
are so stupid, and they will continue to be so stupid forever.
We're farmers, Big K.
What?
But we're farmers.
Get the
farmers.
America was built on farmers, man. We start with the yams, then we go to the corn, and then we end up with the soy, dude.
We were doing shrimp.
soy.
Coffee over here was doing shrimp way before. He was doing shrimp way before any of
That was a
going on.
joke. Coffee was
before it was
joking
cool,
when he
man.
did that. He
I
was
did it before it was cool, man. I started the shrimp wave. I started a bull run of
started the wave for sure.
Now, I heard Coffee gets shit for that a couple of times, but I mean, the first time he came on, I took it as a joke, man. It was.
if you
joke.
really did get wrecked by shrimp, you deserve to have been wrecked.
If you get wrecked, you were weird. If you freaking went for the shrimp, you were weird.
The same thing goes with this other shit that's coming out too. I mean, if you get wrecked by it, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, you're literally go like raising like fake yam farm. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't even know what yams were. I saw a chart on Twitter today. That's all I saw. It was a chart going way down. What happened?
I mean, so it got released. It went way up. I mean, like to like $160 in a piece for a digital yam, and then it went down severely. There, like I said, it went and there's a rebase because it works similarly to our other friend Ample. And then
now? Is that the new hot term? Rebase?
Rebase. Yeah.
Rebase.
Leverage fuck 50% of the people that bought this coin. Yeah, they just found a way to build in Scamwix into a coin. That's what it is. It's like Scamwix built into a coin. It's fucking incredible.
Oh man.
So that's what happened. So then, and then not only did it rebase, and anybody who bought it, because like you got 10x your coins when it rebased, but like it rebased from $1.60 to $5, and then like balance somewhere around 10 or something, 12 or whatever, And so like in that system, you got 10x more coins, but you were down a 1/16 of the price, from the top. So like you're pretty fucked, and then you lost 60, about 37.5% of your value right there, gone. And then on the same time, a critical vulnerability got released where that they found out that every time after the first rebasing period, that each person would be given more coins than they were supposed to be given by the formula in the code. So now they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we don't know we have to fix the critical vulnerability that there is in the code too. So enjoy that while everyone's money is locked up in fucking yam farms. Like it's just, I mean, I don't know what to tell people about that, but it says right on like when you go into the thing and you check out the code with their little farm and pictures and everything, straight up says right on there, this shit is not audited, and we are not planning on auditing it. Like, good luck. Don't like it's an experiment.
Fuck around with that shit, you deserve to get wrecked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just look at the. Well, I mean, how can I?
And the time frame was so insane too. Like I saw a tweet about it. It had been released 11 hours, right? And after 11 hours, it was already over $100. So like it had only been, if you didn't buy like within that first 10-hour window, then you were fucked. And because from then until 22 hours when it rebased, you like all those people. It's just like mining shit. It's the same thing. If it's a scamwick, if it's a miner that you get late, whatever, same kind of thing. If you weren't in on moment one, then you're fucked. That's the name of the game.
Damn, man.
Weird.
I mean, who would have thought?
It's by the book, man. It's just by the book. But people will keep lining up for it.
Yeah.
There'll be cauliflower farms or spud farms or whatever the fuck they want to call it next. They put some fancy graphics. Yeah, I don't know.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, some cruciferous vegetables. Yeah.
All right, you guys. We're gonna start mining coal now.
Yeah, the next crypto one, it'll be like hard money mining. It'll be some sort of metal or something like that, platinum mines and whatever. But like I said again, this also is great for Hex because like in my mind, like the more people get churned in and out, just like as people slowly are waking up to the idea that maybe leverage trading on shitty exchanges isn't the best thing for them. Like
exchanges
people
are
had to
getting
learn
wrecked right now.
Yeah, exchanges are getting wrecked across the board for multiple reasons, right? Because DeFi is a thing, because nobody wants to get wrecked by leverage trade, like screwed on leverage anymore. It's these are things that are like, I mean, I've even seen people's tweets, and I've commented on some of these people that I used to follow tweets that would be like, that are like, oh man, I used to have my ref link used to pop off all the time, make so much money. Now I haven't gotten a referral and on my BitMEX link in so long, like, and I was like, that's let me cry the smallest tear in the world for you. No, which is, I mean, that's all great, so like, the same thing goes with DeFi that's fake, that's going to screw people, that isn't audited. Like, the more of that we churn people in and out of the meat grinder, and that, the more like reasonable products that, like, the longer that Hex stays at 100% uptime, the better that we look. We're just like, oh, we're just doing our thing.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, you're right. And it's
no
not
critical
fun, right?
vulnerabilities here.
It's not fun and sexy right now because it's not a new thing anymore. So it's just the same stuff that we got to keep repeating. You got to keep it fun. The community is great. The community keeps building new cool shit all the time. But it's not that interesting to just say, yeah, I'm staking for years, right? So I get why the short-term mentality is not, they're going from coin to coin right now.
Oh, yeah, that's the way crypto is. And they saw the pump in here. So like I said, a lot of them are probably just, on to trying to find greener pastures,
Yep.
Right. And I think we're going to cause a great amount of FOMO into Hex as well. Like imagine once we start getting it, like our year one, 5-year stakes, when people start seeing how much money that is, they're like, wow, I can't believe it. After 5 years, you guys made it. And then it's going to cause a FOMOing of buying Hex and staking out because I want that money in 5 years. You're going to start. So
it's this like super long-term FOMO game. That's true.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
It's crazy, but a lot of them won't understand. They're like, yeah, 5 years I'll hit that exact amount he got. No, your shares are a lot smaller, bro.
Don't work that way.
But they still will if they stake past like the average, whatever the average becomes, then they still will be able to gain some exponential share rates, But I don't think 100x will be possible, past then.
No.
I don't like even with the
that's early adopter. That's early adopter stuff.
Right, but I do think that if you do a 10-year out stake in the future, 5 years in the future, I still think that probably a 10x is probably still or more in coin number is probably still possible.
But that's for a 10-year for sure. It's going to be more than that. Like probably not 80x, but like a 40x probably. I mean, it's just I just don't know the value of the penalties. That's what there's no way to.
That's true. That's exactly the amount that we're making right now because of all the penalties is pretty wild.
And then after big payday, and then the percentage of stakers is low right now. So there's a lot of different things that are making it so lucrative for early adopter stakers class right now versus how it's going to look after big payday. So it's going to look a lot different. It's going to be a completely different game then,
Mm-hmm.
And but like you said, the FOMO is going to be there because they're going to go, I want what you have. I want to get what you got. I'll go 5 years too. Well, 5 years then is not going to be the same as 5 years, from December of, 2019. So.
Yes, that is very true.
So anyway, if you're listening to people who are reading tarot cards and talking about hollow moons and shilling new coins every other day when they own an exchange or something else, then you're probably following a weirdo. You guys need to be careful about all of that stuff. I mean, it's one thing, here we are, a community that we thrive on fart jokes and having fun and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, really, when it comes down to it, and you're listening to people who are fudding and FOMOing things and making you, jump into projects, just like everybody did in 2017. I mean, you need to take a step back and look at what you're doing.
I mean, that's every crypto channel right now. And it has been. That's nothing new. That's been the formula to get a lot of subscribers in crypto. You got to promote the coin of the week. But what other coin do you know that's got 10 different YouTubers that only promote one coin? I know we say the same points over and over, but that really does mean a lot to have 10 people just hit all of their time to talking about this one thing. I mean, I repeat myself so much, but I don't even care because it's interesting. Yeah. And I think everyone has to hear it too.
And I was talking about it last stream that, you know, it's up to us. It is up to us, to all of us that are on these streams, that are talking to the community, that are actually showing our faces and talking about it, to hunker down and talk about Hex and the share price. And I know we don't talk about those things that often anymore. And maybe those people that are out there holding bags that aren't staked need to hear a little bit more about that. And I know the Hexologist, he does it on a regular basis. He talks about, you know, these things on a regular basis. So there's one, but maybe we should all start talking about it and not just being weird all the time. And maybe that's what Richard's trying to say with, you know, look what I got, you know, look at this, you know, we're all early adopters. So we're all sitting on some very, very nice bags and stakes. And so we kind of don't give a fuck. It's like, hey, you know, if you're not going to listen to us and you're going to go get yourself wrecked, or you're not going to stake your coins, or you're going to try and short Hex, or you're going to try and get in and out of it or trade it or whatever, whatever. You're the weirdo, not us, you know. But maybe we should be talking to people a little more. Maybe that's what Richard was trying to say versus, you know, us sitting here in suit and ties. You know, are we passing along the right message and not being weird about it?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, man, people do come to these channels to hear, like, they do come.
You're very good at it too, Coffee. I mean, you more so than me, that's for sure. I mean, you lay it out there for everybody on a regular basis. When you get out there, you've always got something really good to say, and
Thanks,
so
man.
you're a good part of the community, and you do bring it. So I got to give you props for that.
Well, you guys are consistent with just the timing as well, and everyone's got to be consistent in their voice and their messaging, because that's what beats people into their heads. I mean, it's repetition. That's all marketing really is repetition over and over and over. It's not fun all the time, but you got to do it.
I mean, that's true, and that's the thing that's different about these YouTubers that are going to do a flavor of the week kind of thing, is that like there's a chance that like you're going to, you know, if you look at the flavor of the week channels from 2017, like there's no activity on them. Very, very little activity on a lot of those channels. It's because that, like, after a while, those people all, you know, they either get wrecked or they stop paying attention because you're not talking about their coin. You know, I just think that I mean, it can work, and I mean, that's what they're doing to try and stay relevant. But I'd rather, I mean, I'm much happier to talk very in depth about something that is super, you know, complex. You know, takes a lot to understand.
Just covering anytime a new thing comes out, like Mooniswap today. Like, okay, let's put the name aside. It's a dumbass fucking name. Like, come on, guys, Mooniswap. But like,
really, that's weird.
I think they changed 2 letters of it, but it's Uniswap that's not censoring us. So how great is that? It's incredible. Even the unicorns look more hardcore. I mean, it's awesome all around. They got like angry looks in their eyes, and it's
well, and like their base level product, like the 1 inch the 1 inch, you know, exchange is, I think it's like their project, you know, and that's great. Like that is, I mean, I've like, as soon as I found them, I had said on a stream the other day, like I knew somebody who had spent a good bit of money to get into Hex, and they spent a good bit on fees the other day. I mean, like $50 for a transaction fee. But like I sat and did the math on it, and 1 inch exchange still, through its routing, still gave like enough of a good deal to where he was still saving, you know, over $100, you know, by using that route instead of going to Uniswap. So,
and think about this too. What if Mooniswap becomes the new Uniswap, right as all these copycats are coming out, right as everything is coming out, and there's all this hype on Uniswap. What if Mooniswap like takes over and becomes the new thing, because a lot of the liquidity or a lot of the volume from legitimate coins goes over to the place where there's lower fees, lower everything else. So, well,
there's something to be said for having control over your product. And I'm like, I don't even dare say, like, I mean, it's like, you know, say the names of other products or anything, the projects out there, but like, there's several of them, like they're the ones we've heard of that have been in the past, you know, that have their by design in the contract, they're using only Uniswap as liquidity provider, you know. Like,
so we have the freedom to port over to something that's better, which right now, if Mooniswap's the same thing with no gatekeeping, to me, that's way better. Obviously, we got to wait, kind of feel it out. It might not be audited. I don't know.
Well, and it's run, like I said, it's run like it's the underlying base layer to a much better like aggregate site. 1inch Exchange is much better aggregate. You know, they will find you. They aggregate like 10 different dexes. You know, that's as good as you could get. You know, that's and then they're trying to make sure that theirs, the Mooney swap, is going to be mostly the best rate. You know, which I mean that's again best case scenario. So like yeah, having the freedom to move between places like that makes us you know, super versatile. I just think that loading your deck and like again, it's just like any other project that's you know requiring Chainlink to like be their oracle on. You know, you're forever tied to the price of that crypto. And like you know, I mean, until there's another better oracle system out there, you know, which is you know. It's dangerous, you know. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Hex in the way that we do run on Ethereum. You know, I guess we do depend on it at the current moment, but can be state dropped to anywhere else.
Yeah, you have options technically.
Yeah,
and you have options with exchanges. You have redundancy in these exchanges too. But go ahead, Litecoin.
There's an exchange that's coming out pretty soon. I think it's called 0x API. It's essentially 1inch exchange, but their version of that, and I wouldn't be, if that makes any sense. You guys are
you're
breaking up. You're gonna have to come back with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed it right when you said the URL.
Oh, 0x API exchange.
Okay.
It's a DEX. It's basically like Uniswap, and it's basically 1inch exchange,
One.
but their version of that. And what I think is going to happen with that exchange is that they're probably going to subsidize the fees somehow in order to like starting to get a bunch of people on their platform. So you're going to start seeing all these the competition of the exchanges that want all that liquidity and money on their platform.
I wonder who's going to lose the most amount of money for the longest. That's
right. That's exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be some Walmart play here where they're just taking all the hit for the fees, but they're getting all the users.
Yep, and they're gonna play some game where you got it. Like once you get into their thing, you want to use their token or some way to get you in, and then and then not get these liquidity providers to leave. You know,
everyone's doing that. It's essentially loyalty programs powered by crypto.
Yeah, I mean that's what any of these like when you get liquidity and then lock it up somewhere else. You know, like that's all you're doing. You're just get it.
Yeah. Even Indicoin has one. I was checking out Indicoin because I was trying to be a part of their referral program. They give you Inda tokens if you refer people. So it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm going to dump them right away if I get any, but everyone's trying to do that.
Yep. They just want you to touch their stuff. I get it.
Everyone wants you to touch their stuff, man. It's weird.
I don't trust that. Yeah.
What do we got going on in the chat here?
That's what I was looking at.
Protocol 0x API is already on 1inch. Okay. Yeah. What's the URL for that? Because I'm at 0x.org right now.
0x is a protocol.
Yeah.
That's what it says in the chat.
Yeah. I remember when they
Krasinski.
Who named
Pooney swap.
Pooney
swap.
I mean,
so I guess, when is this? Damn. So it seems like right now on Ethereum, there's about like half $500,000 worth of transaction fees paid to the network.
Damn.
So it's that's March of this year.
So I was looking it up. It's like now it's again right about at the point where like at-home miners are profitable turning on their GPU rigs. So
right.
Did you turn yours on?
No, I have not. I'm not planning on it. But I can understand where there's already like I have gamer friends who are already having a hard time finding 2070s and 2080s. I already see that if it's like all you need is Ethereum to kick up another 50% in price, go up to $600, and like there will be another mining run again too. And then you'll see like a wave of like, that's another potential factor. If we don't capture the market share, because we're not going to capture everything in Hex, there's going to be some people that are going to run to privacy proof of work coins that aren't going to just wreck their asses again after the 10th meat grinding. It's the same reason why Hex is going to capture a lot of it, is because we're still going to be here trucking along. And like we have like, oh, have we scammed anybody out of? Have we had horrible rebases? No, we haven't. So, and like the same thing is about
the uptime alone should be freaking enticing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think that like you'll have some resurgence in some proof of work stuff too, especially when things become profitable again. I mean, I just know how that market works, and I like still follow a lot of those chat rooms, and I see it already.
Someone said undie swap. Children of the Grave says undie swap.
Undie swap. Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder. We haven't even talked about the socks yet, man. The socks. That's the craziest shit, man.
We gotta have booty swap, man. It's the exchange of
booty swap,
Pornhub, and all the other porn sites together.
Booty swap.
Oh my god!
Here we go again.
That's the real 1-inch exchange.
Yeah, yeah. Less than 1-inch exchange.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
You don't get the decks you deserve. You don't get the decks you want. You get the decks you deserve.
Right. Brought to you by Fleshlight.
Don't be weird.
That's
Rich is counting on us.
That's Joe Rogan advertising. I don't know what he's talking about.
That's the best sex toy. Great referral program too.
Do they? I should be putting them on here.
That's why Rogan did it. Yeah, for a long time they're paying him a lot of money. Do you hear everyone's kind of moving out of LA now? Apparently.
Yeah.
Or maybe
hell yeah.
Rogan's friends, I guess, but it seems to be a flight from LA.
There's a concerted attack on like all of Joe Rogan's like co-host. I mean, not co-hosts, but like kind of his friends and stuff. They went after Chris D'Elia and Brian Callen and stuff, and they're trying to Me Too him and stuff.
Yeah.
It magically, when he leaves the state, all that started happening, and then like he started like, well, what I don't know, this is full conspiracy theory right here, but then as soon as he's about to leave California, he starts talking about political stuff and he talks about Kamala Harris and shits all over her, and then fucking Biden chooses her as his VP. Like, what the fuck? That's a little coincidence right there, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that you could have get like that. Like talking shit. Like, I mean, I think they could have guessed that. Like, I thought that was could have guessed probably like a month ago. If he went unpredicted, she was like so heavily favored for like a couple months ago.
That was a
terrible choice. Oh my god.
That was a gimme.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like these people that are leaving LA, it's not doing anything to LA. Joe Rogan doesn't really supply LA with a bunch of anything. I mean, he doesn't. He has has a handful of employees. He has one little building out there in LA, and he has a show and he pays some taxes. Not it's not like he's a freaking car dealership or something that pays big mega taxes to the city or something. So I mean, those kind of people, it's beneficial for them to leave and get out of this freaking horrendously taxed, freaking overtaxed state,
Yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, why not? If LA, I mean, have you been to LA lately? Anybody?
Not lately, but I didn't particularly enjoy it the times I have been.
It's a cesspool. LA is the worst city in the country. It's the worst.
That's
as far as there's no beauty there whatsoever. Like, you go to New York. And New York's got history.
I like
it's
New York.
Nice. It's always moving. LA doesn't move like New York. New York is like alive. You go into the New York streets and it's alive and everything's freaking. LA is fucking dead, man. It sucks. It's dirty. It's disgusting.
Like the pollution in LA, when you like look out at the sunset, and like it's not like a gradual gradient of colors. It's like 3 bars of
like
color.
Fucking 3 bars of orange, brown, and black.
Yeah. That's gross, man. That's fucking gross.
Hey,
I
and
don't
that's
care who
and that's
you are
nothing
or
compared to
where
what it
you're
looked like
from.
in the 70s, man. It looked
I'm
really
sure.
bad back in the
I'm
70s.
sure, man.
We
And
used to
like,
have
there's
smog
no
alert
part of
day.
me. I don't give a fuck what kind of money you're telling me I'm making. I'm not like that is going to be a short-term stay for me. Very short-term stay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make that a lengthy.
They used to, when
lengthy
we were
adventure.
kids, they used to make us go inside because of we had smog alerts.
Oh yeah, the smog
And
alerts.
we
For
have
sure.
to go
Oh, yeah.
inside, indoors, and
Mhm.
we couldn't go outside because it was too dangerous
Yeah, they
for
have,
us to breathe.
they'll warn you on
outside.
those signs when you're driving on the road and shit. They'll be like, "Hey, man, get the fuck inside, man. It's dangerous out here." You know, like that's
But LA is
that
just
seems
a
like
successful.
you know, for somebody who lives like just about anywhere else in the world, that seems like odd here. Like that's weird. You know,
Venice is fun. Venice is nice. Venice is
yeah.
cool.
I mean,
Got some history there and the beach and all that. But LA just and they've tried to make it nicer down there, but it's just ugh, you know, and nobody wants to live here anymore. And I'm a diehard California man. I was born and raised here. I surf. I love my beach. I love all this stuff. You know.
yeah, but like I like San
But-
Diego's like there. The beach there is super nice. Like I like that's awesome. I mean, I think that it's like way nicer down there. You know, I think LA is just rough. It's just rough. I feel you. I think you're right, 100%.
Hey, this is a horrible freaking place.
But,
But
I
like
mean, again,
Chicago, for instance, Chicago, you think, you know, Chicago's a big city. Man, that freaking place is gorgeous, man. It's like being on the beach. It's like this big city and the water towers there, and then old downtown Chicago with the freaking firehouses and all that shit, man. I mean, that's
one, it's great when there's no riots going on. Yeah. And then two, I would say
we got those here too. Fucking
yeah, I know.
It's just as many riots as anywhere else.
Chicago's great.
Ask Crypto Coffee by Chirac if he wants to go elsewhere.
Chirac.
I am not qualified to talk about that. But no, there's 4 months out of the year, summertime, even fall, a little bit of spring. It's great, right? But then you got the winter to deal with. So if you can deal with the winter, it makes the summer amazing. It's the best city in the world. But you got to deal with.
I agree. It is.
Yeah. Now that's the
there's
thing.
more than just the winter you got to deal with.
Yeah, that's really
like,
why I'm here, is because I don't do fucking winter, man. I do not do white shit on the ground. I do not do fucking winter, man. So I can't. That's another reason why I'm here, is because no way.
Yeah,
I'm living in that shit.
I mean, I like winter, but it just doesn't really. I can do a couple weeks there, but my joints and my body is not a fan of it. But
you got to get
Chicago
up and scrape your freaking windshield and start your car a half hour before you leave and all that shit.
Your whole life in the wintertime takes longer to just getting up in the morning sucks. Like everything is freezing around you. You know, you just don't want to fuck that, man. I'm not about that either. I love being in
my buddies, they all have like these wars. They buy those fucking snowblower machines, and they all try and make their sidewalks look nice, and they send pictures on Facebook of who's got the nicest sidewalks and shit with their blower.
That's and like where I'm from in Chicago, that's like what all the dads in like the neighborhood do. It's like a pissing contest, like the lawns are in the summer. It's you know how nice you're like. This guy over here hasn't even snow shoveled in weeks. Yeah.
Hey, let me jump on Dlive real quick here. Hey, thanks RG3 Shades Are Not Glasses. Man, you gotta change your fucking name, man. It's driving me nuts. Thanks for the diamond, bro. Brian Magruder, Johnny Chaos, thanks for the lemons, man. Brian dropped me another diamond. Thanks, dude. You guys are cool. Hector the Protector, Billy Boy Crypto dropping ice creams and lemons. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that stuff. Quarter Panda, subscribe. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. And Bran, where you been, baby? We miss you, man. I haven't seen you on a Friday night hangout or any. Oh yeah, you did came out last week. That's right. Donated some ice creams and some lemons. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Let's see. Hermosa rocks, especially if you like beach volleyball. Yeah, dude. Back in the day when I was in radio. I used to hang out with St. John Smith and Karch Karai and all those guys down there in Hermosa Beach, because that's where the AVP guys, they all live down there and they all party down there, and they're all part of our radio station, because they would like do these. There's a club down there called Fashions Nightclub. It was right on Redondo Beach Pier, and they all hung out there, and it was like a big freaking volleyball culture party craziness, just insanity going on down there. That was a lot of fun back in those days. That's old stuff. You guys were probably just little kids back then.
Probably.
Most likely.
That was like in 90, 91, somewhere around there.
I may have been a month.
What's that?
I may have been a month old, maybe.
No, I was being drug along on Dead Tour with my mom at that time.
Dead Tour.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen all the all
Coffee's like my dad was fucking still riding his bike out in the street.
No comment here, man.
I know, like I was, I've been hanging out with Adrian. He's not hanging out with me, but I've been hanging out with Adrian, and he's like freaking in his 20s, man. Dude's like 26, 27 years old, I think. He's like really, really young. So we've been hanging, me and Adrian. He's my favorite weirdo, dude. I freaking love that kid. He's
27. Yeah, that is. Super
I'm wearing a shirt. I got a shirt for Adrian. So here, everybody, here's my shirt for Adrian.
It's the theme of the day, I think.
It is my theme. It is my theme of the day. We got to quit being weird around here.
I don't know if I can help that. I'm like weird by nature, so
I encourage the weirdness. It's like don't be
obscure and fun is one thing. Straight up like serial killer weird is like another thing. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. Yeah,
you do.
Well, weird's quite a catch-all term, so I wasn't going serial killer style on it. I was thinking like,
well, sometimes my boy Adrian, sometimes he can step over to that dark side, and you're like, whoa, bro, let me reel you back in a little bit, man. Let me reel you back in a little bit.
Oh yeah, he'll go off on some people, man. He will go off about some things.
Yeah, he does. I love it. I freaking love it.
Everyone's a soy. Nobody is safe from Adrian, dude.
So he did. So RG3 Shades Are Not Glasses changed his name. It's RG3. Are you happy now? Just one time. Thanks, bro. That works. I appreciate that.
Hey,
freaking weirdos.
Subscribers today, and I was just thinking we can finally make custom-made stickers, and when we infiltrate other people's chats, it's going to be way better because we can have hex-shaped stickers.
Yeah,
way louder, way more, converting people.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, Hexo hit 1,000 subscribers on Dlive today, so he's like a full-fledged member now. He's pumping, man. He is pumping the Dlive. We're at I think we're at 300 and almost 400 subs, so we're doing pretty good. And I started posting on YouTube again because I got chewed out by somebody. I forget who it was. Somebody chewed me out for not posting on YouTube. So I started putting all the streams back on YouTube again. The only reason I wasn't putting anything on YouTube is because I was afraid they were going to yank it down. I was going to try and like sprinkle little bits of the ones that I thought. And then of course, as soon as I did that, we got complained about. I got warned yesterday because of our Puerto Rico stream that we did with that gal that came on and talked about Act 60 or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She complained. She said, I didn't tell you guys you can post that. I didn't know I thought we were just having a chat. I didn't know that you were streaming and that you were, so she got all bent out of shape and she reported us to YouTube. Wow. So YouTube sent me a nasty little letter and had me cease and desist and pull that one down, or they were going to pull it down and suspend me and blah, 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 blah.
I didn't even see that one. What was it?
It was so
really?
Gary brought this gal and she was going to talk to us. She was great. She was pleasant. She was very knowledgeable about Puerto Rico and
I thought she had like she was a tour. She had her like
a tour guide.
Tourism.
Yeah. And didn't you meet with her out there while you were there?
I haven't met with her personally, no.
Oh. Well, everything was cool. We had a great stream. She gave us a lot of good information. Everything was cool. Hey, Brian, thanks for the Ninja Guinea, bro. Appreciate that.
We were like we were answering questions from chat.
Yeah,
where do you think those were coming from?
I don't know, but I mean, I got a nasty little. She even posted a comment on the video itself, like, hey, what is this? I didn't tell you you guys can post this and blah, blah, blah. And this is very misleading and I'm not an expert. And who do you guys think you are? And then I got an email from her. And then I got an email from, I got an email from YouTube, I mean, and boom, it was like, oh shit. Okay. I'll pull it down. So I pulled it down. So it's not there anymore, but
Huh.
That's weird.
Damn.
Well,
oh, okay. I got you, Dahira. So it says Hexo's getting more subs on Dlive because he reads each and every comment in the chat. Oh, so I'm supposed to read all of the comments. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks for the dancing girl, Johnny. I appreciate it. Into the Grave. Thanks for the girl with the big boobies. I appreciate that. Into the Grave. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, Ace. ATH. Thanks for the what is that? Oh, that's it's Mike Tyson. That's who it is. Thanks for the Mike Tyson. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, Children of the Grave. Thanks again. We've got a Arnold Schwarzenegger shooting a M60 machine gun. All right.
Alex Jones is everywhere.
Alex Jones dancing. All right. So anything else you guys want me to read? Everything in here?
They like to feel special, man. Everyone just wants to be a little like.
Oh, thanks for the bikini girl and the American flag with the Donald Trump sticker. I appreciate that. Brian, thanks for the Ninja Guinea. You rock. So let's see. She streamed with Harry Cox. Okay. Was I supposed to say that? Stop. Quarter Panda, popcorn eating panda. Thank you.
Is Quarter Panda like
advantage of the captain calling a mutiny? All right. Sarcasm voice by reading comments doesn't count. Okay, let's see if I can put my Hexo voice on. Listen. Hey guys, thanks, man. Look, gonna take advantage of the captain calling a mutiny. Let's see, 24-hour stream of RG3 reading comments and saying thanks for the lemons, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, look at the tone. Appreciate that one. Right on. It doesn't work with a pirate. Pirates are their own legends. Hey. Anyway, so yeah, I can't read the streams, guys. It's gonna sound stupid if I do it. Hexo's, dude, the guy's a machine. He just knows how to freaking do this stuff. This is like his shit right here, the Dlive stuff, and he's a gamer guy, and he likes sitting down in his chair and talking to you guys and playing video games and stuff. And he's a master at that shit. There you go. Yeah, post a picture of him dancing. Let's see. You need to really automate this. Trump 2020. D's nuts. Ha, got him. Learn from the shed guy.
What did we learn from the shed guy? I got dumber every time I watched that guy.
All I learned is that you need to don't subscribe to the shed guy.
What, don't do meth? Maybe?
Don't do meth. Don't do meth and stay in your mom's basement. Let's see. Maybe that's right. Wasn't that lady talking politics stuff? Maybe that's why she ghosted us. No, she wasn't talking politics. She was talking Puerto Rico. She came on and she was actually helping us with Act 60, which is the new version of the Act 20 and 22. So she was really good. It was a really good stream.
Yeah,
so
I was at the bank. I was at the bank yesterday, and they didn't even know. Like they didn't initially want to take my Act 60 application from, like, I was making a business bank account, and like they're like, oh, where's your Act 20 application? And I was like, right here. And the guy's like, I don't. This isn't anything I recognized. And I was like, it's now Act 60. Like I had to like walk the banker dude through it. I was like, it's now Act 60. He's like, hang on a second. And he like walked away for a minute and came back. And he's like, nah, it's all cool. Yeah, that's the right one. I was like he didn't even know.
So I got something very interesting to add, and then we'll get back to Hex. Okay, they're internet lurker. All right, I'll get back to Hex in a second here. So my sister's stream, which is she's the head of the American Indian Association on American Indian Affairs, and she had a guest on last week that was Taino, and Tainos are the Indians on Puerto Rico, and they mostly live up in the mountains and in the rainforest area and stuff. But they have a bunch of charities, so I was like, "Oh, cool, man!" So that's where I can put my 10K a year or whatever.
So I recommend. So like another thing that I have also found out is that I would like of that 10K. Now you don't have to do this, but you can split up your donations, into like 2 different amounts, and there's a group, there's an organization that's down here called the Act 2022 Society that if you donate to them, then you get to join their society and you get all these perks. Like they have a healthcare plan, like a health insurance that you can get through them. That's like an international, like national, like covers you completely in the States when you're back stateside as well. Like it's a much more thorough plan, and it's like you get a much better rate because you're a part of their society. So that's, another little
good scouting, bro. Good scouting.
Yes, good scout. Also, since there's no tourism right now, when you come into town, dude, go do everything business related in Old San Juan, because there's not a fucking soul on the streets there. It's like, I went, like you go to Dorado, the bank. It's like I went into the bank at 8 to do what I was telling you. At like 8 o'clock they open. I was there at 8:15. There's a line out the place. There's like 40 cars. I'm literally 40 cars in line already. So I was like, this sucks. And then I went down to the Old San Juan location. Nobody in there. 0 people. Like it's the biggest Banco Popular in the whole island. And like there was one other person that came in while I was doing my stuff the whole time. I was like, and that's how the whole streets are down there. Like there's no tourists at all anywhere. So you just, everything's super dead.
Yeah. I just set up my California LLC for all my properties. And so when I do go out there, because they want you to not have anything out here. So like if you just have everything underneath an LLC, then you can make the legs of the citizenship test easier by doing that. So I did all that last week.
It's an interesting game because like you can do that, and then you can put it, like if you're for properties that you want to rent out, you can put it back in your name personally once you are a Puerto Rican citizen, and then have your LLC renting it out through them. That's
like a property management type company deal.
Property management style. Exactly.
Hey, Mama Rock. I sent you a message, Mama Rock, and thanks for the diamonds and the Ninja-Gini. Nice, and ice creams and lemons.
Hey, look at it go.
Down with the whole thing.
Mama.
I sent you a message in Discord so that we can I got some ETH for you so that we can get you your hex and get it staked. So hit me up in Discord. I tried to get in touch with you. So thanks, Mama Rock. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
man, this Dlive thing is just cool. I mean, people who content creators can just come in here and start ripping on lemons right off the bat. I mean, you don't have to have 1,000 subs and play YouTube's game and do all that crap to get monetized. It's like, boom, you come in here and just, so all you Hexicans out there, I mean, freaking make a Dlive channel, man. Get out there and do something. Make a Dlive channel. Because,
I mean, even if you're not making it and just interacting, it's way more fun than to interact through this chat medium than it is to interact on YouTube. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that we found it. I'm glad. I'm not glad that they did what they did to Hexo, but at least we found Dlive, and now we're over here. It's a lot more fun than just YouTube.
I mean, part of it is the controversy of it all is fun and engaging too, like you don't want any of that stuff to happen by any means, but like it makes for good Hex news.
Yeah. It seems like all the drama does. Like Richard always says, people want to see, the drama. They want to see him go in there and wreck people and do his interviews that way and all that shit,
Where the hell is Richard? Man, I haven't seen an interview from Richard in a minute. Holy shit!
Yeah, what was his last one?
We were on the last one.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he's still scouring for another video card. I think that's or whatever.
Sound card, yeah.
Didn't he go to onto the same stream or something? Yeah.
Didn't he what?
Didn't he go through like 2 of them in the same stream? Like he was using a new one and then he went back to the old one.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
When I was driving back, I said, "Well, I'll listen to that stream now," because I was kind of dreading having to listen to that thing because I heard about the drama. So I listened to it. It was actually pretty good. You guys all did a great job. It was a good stream, and having all the different people and Nerd Girl coming in there and Seth and you guys all changing it up, and it was a good stream.
Yeah. I thought it was like made for great entertainment overall. You know, it was like obviously a little like controversial or whatever, but I still think it was great.
Yeah, and the fact that he called us a bunch of drags.
Yeah,
freaking ex-convicts and pirates and fucking, look at you guys. How's anybody gonna take us seriously?
Well, all right.
And right at that moment, I was driving through the Rockies.
Oh, so
I was coming into Grand Junction.
Blue Boom has had a couple questions. Will gas prices affect the Staker app, and will that be our savior? Also, what are the pros and cons of providing liquidity on Mooniswap? I don't know what the pros and cons are providing liquidity. I mean, you make fees, trading fees, just like on Uniswap. And as far as Staker app and the gas prices, I don't know personally. Like I do know that there is going to be some batching transactions that I thought they were talking about possibly being a part of it, but that's not. Don't quote me on anything by any means. So like, I don't know if it's going to solve our. Like, I mean, I still think
I don't think
anything's
going to
some
solve
gas
it.
fees.
Yeah,
It's
going to have to work itself out, kind of thing.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think that they just batch them together. So because you can literally do a stake 1 minute before we hit 00 UTC time, and then it instantly gets staked. That's the next day, basically. So you have like this weird window before the next day of the staking period. So you could just put in all your stakes. All the stakes can just not go through, and then they just batch them into some gigantic batch. And then when they get the best gas fee, boom, they just put them in, and then you're in. It isn't like we're
I'm wondering if they're using or if they're integrating that. Have you heard of that? It's called ETH gas token, or it's called it's like a token, quote unquote, but it's not for you or me to like buy. It's like for developers that are developing on ETH to use, and they use it it's like the smart contract that runs it is set up to purchase gas at optimum times and then wait, and then when you need to use gas at suboptimum times, it's already built up a supply of it at cheaper rates. So like it's got and there's two different styles of contract that it can actually work with. And like I said, a lot of it's Solidity coder, developer talk that like I was reading through, and I can understand some stuff, but not like the coding part really. So like I can understand that like there's different ways that they implement it, and it's like I said, a token, quote unquote, that you implement into your smart contracts so that you can reduce gas fees by setting a time limit for like how long you want to look for cheaper gas here and spend it over here. Yeah. So I mean, it's a cool idea. I don't know how much it's going to fix when like if you wait all day long or all week long and gas fees never go down. You might be better than the average, but if the low end is still 200 gwei, I mean you're still paying fucking 200 gwei.
There might be a little more help on the way. You know how we've been saying that maybe like OMG Network or whatever was going to help like scale Ethereum. Well, there's another platform right now it's looking like I forgot the guy who made Solidity. What's his name? He's like some Ethereum dev. He's like the guy who made Solidity, and he's making the Polkadot platform.
I heard him on Chico.
Yeah. Well, he's got they've got two tokens out on their platform now called Ocean.
Gavin Wood.
Yeah, Gavin Wood's behind Polkadot, and he's behind Ocean and like Kusama, and Ocean's got a lot of those dexes a lot. Get their fees down by a lot because
yes, that is. I have heard of that.
interoperability. So you'll be able to instead of using Ethereum to buy Hex, you could literally I could just take Litecoin or Bitcoin or EOS or Tezos. You don't have to use Ethereum anymore. So he's adding this whole layer where like any DEX that's Ethereum based just plugs in the Ocean protocol, and then you're allowed to use all these coins to Hex, which is pretty cool. Or to any RC20 token, obviously on Uniswap or Moon Uni or whatever the fuck it's called, But that's pretty cool. Like, but that's I think that's going to get a lot of traction because that's literally the fucking dude that wrote the code for Ethereum. So he knows a lot of the shortcomings of Solidity. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
yep. Yeah, that's true.
Internet Lurker, this just tied into like this is something that can be used to like
so I never said we're not going to talk about other tokens here. What I said is that we weren't going to promote other shit here. Yeah. And try and FUD people out of Hex and into another token. I'm not going to allow that shit to happen around here. If we're talking about stuff that's out in the ecosystem and things that are being built around Ethereum or around the crypto space that are actually pertinent, then we should be talking about them. I mean, this is Discourse Syndicate.
We can't have a
HEX Syndicate
about cryptocurrencies without talking about the fucking yams for the moment. Like you got to talk about that shit.
You got to have shrimp.
You got to have
the shrimp.
If for nothing else than to let it be a cautionary tale. But the rest of the stuff that we're talking about now, like, yeah, sure, you can invest in some of these other tokens too, or whatever. But like, it's more about what they're doing and how they're going to actually potentially help what we use in the ecosystem that we're a part of. It would be fantastic if you could use many other tokens on Ethereum to pay for gas fees. That would be great. I don't think it would reduce gas fees necessarily. I mean,
I maybe I'm not too sure what's going to happen with it. At least I know for the short term they're going to like interoperability where like you'll be able to like instantly accept all these other tokens and coins onto the RC20 platform, which is a net positive for Ethereum, which is a net positive for like Hex, because then if we're in a fucking full bull market, people can then like don't have to like, okay, now I can move my Bitcoin to an exchange, then go Bitcoin to Ethereum, then Ethereum onto like Uniswap, then Uniswap on to get Hex. Now they can just any token they have, they just connect their MetaMask, and I could have Bitcoin and go straight to Hex. And then that's kind of we'll be able to do the same thing of like taking Hex to some other coin if that's what you want to fucking do, But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Have you guys heard of Hex Transfer.xyz?
Yes. Yeah.
So, and it's in beta, but you can send Hex to other people and pay for your fee in Hex. So it's pretty awesome too. I mean, it's not really the same as what we were talking about, but it's pretty cool.
It's cool, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Ethereum 2.0 puts a nix on that and makes it so that you're supposed to only be able to spend gas fees in Ethereum. So that's I don't know if that's going to be like if somebody's going to find a way to work that out. Yeah,
why would they want that? Why that's another huge friction point for new people.
Because they want to because like at the end of the day, like they're trying to add in what we call pumpamentals, which is like a real word in this. Like everybody uses that shit now. Like I mean, you see, like that shit. That like they're literally.
They're trying to incentivize people to mine. So if there was no,
they're incentivizing people to have and use Ethereum because like they have staking that they're going to add. You need 32 ETH to stake, and then they're going to add the fact that you have to use the only gas fees you can pay is an ETH. So that way like it gives because like they're realizing what Richard's already talked about is that like they're becoming the dumb pipe. And if they become the dumb pipe, then they're not going to capture any value for themselves, Then like their developers get paid in fucking Ethereum, not in Polkadot coin, or whatever. So like so they need to capture value for themselves, and the best way to do that is to get people to press the buy button and not to sell by locking up and by incentivizing people to use ETH by actually saying like, hey, this coin has utility, but otherwise, if you can start paying for fees and no ETH whatsoever, then like that's a huge portion of like what the fuck does it even exist for?
Exactly.
Why? Just because you onboard through fiat currency, well, other people are going to do that better real soon. You know, they already are.
Oh, yeah.
So like now it's like, what the fuck? Like you need to. The only other reason is to stake it to get more ETH on the like, and then again you're like, well, why? You know, so because I need it for gas fees. That's the end of the day.
I got you. Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's, you know, but I can understand why they're paying themselves in that corner.
There's a reason Uniswap's only fucking RC20 tokens. There's a reason why all these incredible dexes only let you use coins that are in the Ethereum ecosystem. It's just to keep all the value and money in that ecosystem, right?
Yes.
Imagine Ethereum. I know this is a terrible fucking example, but it's kind of true, but it's not true. I'm not calling Ethereum this, but like, imagine Ethereum is the Chinese government, and they we're gonna let people move some of their money to the United States. Yeah. What happens then? A shit ton of their money leaves China and goes over to the United States, which is HEX, and then they close it off. Whoa!
Yeah.
Stop! You guys can't do that. No more. That's illegal now. You can only do $50,000 a year now. That's what happens is because literally like China for investing across into other countries, and like $1 trillion fucking of value left China.
Yeah, that's why that's why like Bitcoin mining in China is subsidized in China, and like you can't win anywhere else because of the capital controls. If they only can send $10,000 outside of China every year. So like, what do? They spend top dollar to get their hands on Bitcoin so they can send Bitcoin to their friends and family, wherever the fuck they want to invest or whatever they want to do. So like, no amount of cheap electricity can beat that, you know?
Right. But that's any company, like I mean, like if you listen to someone like Peter Thiel, like you have something called like 0 to 1, which is basically, or 1 to 0, I think. I can't remember the exact name, but basically you want a monopoly. You want to have a moat around your business, right? You start a business where you have no fucking competition, because then you get all the economic value, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, look at
Blue Blum he's got quite a few questions here. This guy. Can HEX move chains in the future? Yes, we could. Is the HEX fee and HEX transfer on that transfer site the same as the value it would cost in ETH? I don't know about that. I thought it was like a set 600 or something HEX or something like that, but I bet it varies with the ETH fees. I'd imagine it would have to.
Right now it says 6, but I don't know if that's true.
What happens to HEX if ETH gas fees don't find a way of scaling? There's another question that's pretty good. I don't think anything happens to HEX, honestly. Like, we could state drop to another platform if we had to, but like, again, the brilliance of HEX is that, like, you know, ideally you stake for longer than a year, and you know, then you're going to do one stake at the beginning and one stake at the end. Although Johnny does make a very good point here that the average person can't really afford 32 ETH. So HEX has a benefit of being able to stake much smaller amounts, you know, to gain benefit. So I like that a lot. I also think that, you know, to be fair to ETH, I will say that I know that there are already going to be staking pools that you can join to like put your 1 ETH in and get rewards from it, but
not yet.
You know, not yet. 1 and 2, like that doesn't guarantee you like you're now, you know, like subservient to somebody else who's actually controlling the game there for you. You know, just like, you know, mining pools and anything else where, you know, you have to have some sort of third party involved, which like reduces our, you know, like the reason why we're here, you know.
And and you also have to be careful with phase 0 when that happens, because it's a one-way street with your ETH. You send your 32 ETH into that contract, you can't take it out until they fully launch the ETH 2.0 version of the staking. Then the other opens up. But I think that's going to be a huge dumping. I'm just looking at this fundamentally. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a fucking like a fortune teller. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. But if it just makes sense to me that like you're going to have a bunch of FOMOing into like putting all your ETH into the contract because I want to stake to get interest because I'm cool in ETH, because it's literally like been the backstory, like 32 ETH. It's been this goal for all these people now, right? I mean, like what is 32 ETH now? Like what is that like?
It's like the 20. It's like what 21 Bitcoins used to be, or then now it's 6.25, and now it's
so currently it's $12,000 $12,800. Yeah, basically right now. And so people have been scrimping and saving that money in ETH, and then are going to send it into the contract. And then what's going to happen is that just like it's going to be a FOMO event. You're going to have a fuck ton of that ETH go into that contract, and you're gonna have a supply shock. You're gonna have a supply shock. And then all these guys are going to be all pissed off, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I want to imagine, at that point, ETH goes to like full speculation, $800. And these guys want to get their fucking coins out, right? But they can't. And then at a certain point, when ETH 2.0 comes out, they're allowed to. What do you think they're going to do with that 32 ETH?
Dump city.
Right. It's going to be the same event, sort of like the Mount Gox trustee, where like all they can do is sell. So like ETH gets in this weird position of like, when are we gonna release the stake? I mean the phase 0 contract money.
Yeah, because the thing is about it is it's not going to matter when you lock them up, and you're not telling it. Like there's no in Hex we choose when, and we can like vary our stake lengths and go in places where no one else is. Whereas like this, like all the coins are going to come out and available at the same time. Everyone's going to be able to unstake on that same day, and like that's going to be a big event.
Yeah, dump city, baby.
Dump city. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Especially when they've been sitting there watching all these other coins yield farming shit, and there's going to be a million other FOMO scam bullshits, that come out in between that time that they're gonna wish they could wreck themselves with, but they won't be able to.
The average person that probably bought those 32 ETH, if they've been in the market this entire time, they probably have like an average price of about $150 on that ETH, on most of their ETH, right? So $150. Let's all be nice. $200 is your average on that 32 ETH, right? And ETH is $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,400. Who cares? Even if it dumps 50% down, I'm still up 3x on my money. Who gives a fuck? Like, and that's what they're gonna be thinking. And then two, like you have this anger with some of these ETH boys where they're like it's like they got this anger with the ETH boys where they're watching everything pump and they have no fucking money because they just put all their money into the ETH contract, and they're gonna be like, you ever seen that meme where like there's a guy crying but he has a masthead smiling,
Yeah.
Like yeah, I'm not mad right now. You see, I'm gaining on paper, you guys, and he's just like, fuck, yours.
That would be a great meme. You should make that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let me explain something to
right
everybody
now,
here. Do some housekeeping real quick for the chat. The white button, guys, above Litecoin's room there, that white arrow. If you click on that white arrow, it gives you a link that you can copy, and it gives you 1% cash back on the donations in real time. So you can invite your friends and support the show. So we've been talking about getting the viewership up and getting the community built here. And whatever I can do, if I got to read the comments or whatever, you guys let me know what's going to make things better around here, and we'll try and get the viewership up. But you click on that white arrow there, and you can copy that link and share us out on Facebooks, the Twitters, Reddits. I don't know. We don't do too good on Reddit, do we?
Here's a good question. How can Hex can Hex moves chains? It's who makes the decision for Hex to change chains? That's a pretty good question.
Well, it's copyrighted and whatnot.
Yes. So like now, technically speaking, the state of Hex, the actual public record of what is on Hex, could be forked and like you could take the UTXO set and put it somewhere else. Yes, but you'd have to call it something else, and you couldn't use the Hex logo and any of that stuff because that's all rights reserved and copyrighted. So you'd have to, that would be a completely separate product that you'd be creating.
Yes.
But that part is technically public. I mean, somebody could make, a total knockoff on ADA or something like that. That just calls itself something completely different. And, not saying that I recommend it or anything, but and so like the person that would at the end of the day make the decision to change it would be whoever owns the copyright.
Right.
All right, guys, I gotta head out. It's been real. Always a good time.
Always good.
Yeah,
time.
it was lots of
Good
fun.
seeing you, bro. Good
Peace out,
having you.
guys.
Hey, later,
Take
man.
care. All right. Well, what else have we got? We got anything else, or are we going to call it a night?
Maybe just one more thing. Possible chains. Let's just say, this, like, we have to pull the fucking, like, emergency.
Yeah, we
cord.
talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. It's just like ETH Classic, Cardano. I mean, really, we could fork this thing to a lot of things, man. Because like a lot of the big blockchains are making what's called an RC20 token converter to another chain now. So we have a shit ton of options. I mean, we might be like that pretty girl at fucking on prom or something like that needs a date or something. Like, there's gonna be a lot of suitors not gonna like, hey, come over here. Yeah, there's gonna be.
Well, I mean, I think that there's gonna be I think that there's gonna be a time if this DeFi cycle doesn't last as long. Now, here's my fucking prediction, my Mystique fucking tarot card prediction here or whatever. That, like, I think there'll be, if DeFi doesn't last as long as we think it will, then the next wave of FOMO would be chain swaps from people that are going to airdrop other things from Ethereum onto other things. People that, because like not everything is all rights reserved or copyright protected like Hex is. So think of how many other things that aren't safe from that kind of tomfoolery there's gonna be 3 different whatever coins that all show up, yam coins, yam 88, yam fucking this, because like they can, because like there's no stopping them, so like there will be a time when there's going to be a bunch of FOMO pumps or similar to what we see now, but into just complete like literal rip-offs of everything. That's just my call. I said this. Yeah, I think I'm lagging or something. Shit.
Yeah, you were for a second there. You're good now, though.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was just like, whoa. Am I okay now?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I said this a long ass time ago. Like I was in 2018 or something like that. That there's going to be a time where all these, let's just say it's, let's say it's Ethereum, EOS, and Cardano. I don't know which platform's going to be big. The big platforms, right? Or Tezos or whatever, right? There's going to be certain bidding wars. Like imagine like all these imagine Hex is an app, and like there's this other blockchain that's an app. Like all these little RC20 tokens and all these other like projects that launched on these tokens, we are all apps essentially. And these are the app stores, right? And there's going to be a bidding war to keep us on platforms because we bring in transaction fees and revenue to them and brand name. So like there's going to be some real kind of not commie, but kind of like sort of like. See, like I wouldn't be surprised if there's money to be interchanged or like, oh, we'll provide liquidity pool for your tokens. Just come over here. Like don't worry, like bring your whole community over here. There's going to be a lot of that, not now, but possibly in the future once this whole space gets a lot more developed. That there's going to be like secret bidding wars, and that's not that far off. Like that'll happen this decade.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I mean, I think that there's already, like I could say, like. The first way they're going to try and capture value is by making overinflating ETH's price as best they can. The next way they're going to try and capture value is by keeping the people that bring the money to them on the chain. Because I mean, think about if like this chain pain doesn't slow, in some way or another. Like, why does Tether want to keep paying exorbitant fees to run their shit on on Ethereum? Why does anything that's reasonable want to deal with that? They will go to the highest bidder.
Yeah, Tether.
I like that.
Tether's probably the sexiest thing right now, at least for the blockchains, because it pays all the fucking fees. They really do.
Everybody would love to have Tether running on their chain.
And there's a reason, like all these platforms, no bad mouthing. Obviously, people independently in these platforms and stuff talk shit about Tether, but like the platforms themselves. Not a fucking peep. Like they fund everything in the background. If you know Tether, dude, Tether is in everything, dude. I never knew until I started looking into the background of coins and who's investing in this. And dude, they're doing all the fucking like seed round investing into every fucking project. They're just throwing $1 million here, 100K here, this and there.
That's why I think, I'll be honest with you, I think that Tether FUD is like is like the biggest bunch of bullshit around. Like half of the time, I wonder if like if the FUD is all half by people that know that it's bullshit just to get people to be scared about it. Because like I don't think that there's ever been like I don't think it was ever going anywhere. I don't think like they've made so much money and then they've invested so much into so many other projects that like it's how the fuck do you get rid of that? It's
I don't know. I don't know what would crash the price worse. Whether I guess Bitcoin survive. I mean, I guess Tether dying we would still survive, but like man, Tether would be like I would probably say like it would be fucking Bitcoin dying, ETH dying. So Bitcoin number one, ETH dying number two, and then number three would probably be Tether dying. Like in terms of shake the whole crypto world.
Yeah. Oh, it would shake it for sure. But I mean, I don't think it would have like I don't think that they would like die or exit scam or leave or anything like that until they're all fully divested as much as they want. Like it's in these other projects and other things.
It'd be government. The only way they would crash now would be government intervention, basically, coming after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody says USDC takes over eventually. I mean, possibly. Quarter Panda, possibly. I mean, they're the one that the one that's accepted by they're pretty much bank coin. They'll turn your wallet off. That's the bank. The government's gonna like that.
Definitely.
Yep, they've got control of them, so they can shut them off if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's yeah, but that's fuck. Well, who knows, man? Like, let's just enjoy this fucking cycle pump, man. It's gonna be awesome.
I mean,
yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Close to the 90-day mark now,
the Hex
right?
community would stop talking trash about other coins, especially Bitcoin. He says, I agree. I don't think that there's like. I mean, I'm only gonna talk trash about other coins like if it's very clearly like I can talk trash about that EM all day long because we just saw a critical vulnerability in day 2. Like that's a pretty easy one to talk trash about. Now, if they fix it and gain some credibility or something, then sure, we'll revisit this later. But like I don't like, it's not trash talking when you're just like talking about the pluses and minuses, strengths and weaknesses of it. I don't think that there's a problem with that.
Let me see how much people are on stream right now. We've got 102 people, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky motherfuckers. Really, like lucky ass son of a bitches, you're fucking in crypto right now, dude. What the fuck, dude? Can you imagine like being like barely finding out about crypto in December of this year and being like you're just running? What the fuck's yield farming? What the fuck's DeFi? What's this? Like what's a hard cap?
Uniswap.
Uniswap.
Trying to
figure out.
Oh yeah.
I know. Think about the people that are getting in now that are they got Hex, they've got Uniswap. They didn't have to go through 2017 2018 and deal with that whole shit, and all of 2018 and 19 just freaking being shit on and all that shit. I mean, to not have to gone through that, or even if you were even earlier than that, selling the $30 top of Bitcoin and walking like you were freaking made out and shit, and then not getting back in or being priced out of the market. I mean, all those folks, people that are in today, man, they've got it good right now. You've got with the whole DeFi space and what Hex is offering. I mean, shit.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Mama Rock, for the diamonds. Appreciate that.
Yeah, she's been donating a lot, man.
Yeah, when she comes in here, she rains it down on us. That's for sure.
Brian too.
I love this.
I almost feel like I gotta start dancing or
this
something,
I like kinetics over here. Much love to you, degenerates. Speaking about crypto like you actually know something.
I see you trash pirates ignoring my comments. I thought this was the Discourse Syndicate. I'm having a discourse here.
Oh, who said that?
Freaking Kinetics.
Kinetics.
I come back, he bails on us. He hasn't been back since.
I know.
We worked him too hard.
Whoa, wait. Hold everything. Stop the presses. We have a price prediction. We got to pull this one out. We got to talk about this one. Peter the Great. Hex will reach 0.03 cents before February. Don't worry.
$3.
You heard it here first, guys. We have a 3-cent price prediction in the chat
Yeah,
on Discourse Syndicate.
Yeah, by February. I like it. I like it. That's. I mean, I'll be honest with everybody. Like that was my goal. Was I was thinking a penny by end of the year would be amazing. You know, so 3 cents, sure, love it.
I was thinking penny, and I was thinking 3 cents being the mass high. You know, not none of this crazy moonshot fucking $17,000. All right,
$17,000.
Yeah, you haven't heard that moonshot. So $17,000 per hex prediction, and then a 33-cent prediction. And you know, I've heard all kinds of different ones. You know, but 3 cents sounds way reasonable and moonshotty enough, to be honest.
You want to hear
Yeah,
mine?
I mean, yeah.
Billy Boy Crypto just gifted a 1 month subscription to Peter the Great for the price prediction. Thank you, Billy Boy Crypto.
What's your prediction, Hex Jesus?
I'm not talking about February. I'm talking about like maybe cycle high. You know, cycle high and shit. I'm 18 cents, 22 cents.
On a pump, you mean like a big pump before?
Like at the max height of this cycle. I could see that. I could see. I was gonna
like. I think we'll be chilling. I
think.
Yeah, I think we'll be.
We can get a good dime.
Like.
Well, yeah, that's.
So RG3 happy now just
back.
donated a diamond, and he said penny was my target, but I dumped most at 5 cents. Price
or half a cent.
Yeah, half a cent.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Mama Rock.
Super Hex is like, give me a quarter or give me
Give me a quarter.
Mama Rock, ice creams and lemons and everything's raining down. So yeah, we haven't heard a price prediction in a while, so I had to mention that one.
Well, I like it.
That was my thoughts was about 3 cents.
Yeah, like reasonable price predictions. Anything over like $1 plus just seems like, you know, like way moonshotty. I mean, you gotta figure that like $10 hex would put it at like more value than, you know, all the gold in the world and shit. So like, you know, that doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, you've got too much financial energy to move it that high. You know. I mean, that's a lot.
That would be like everybody in the world tomorrow deciding that they're like just running to buy this shit. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, and the pump that we have had, which is admirable. It's a good pump.
Incredible.
We've got a very, very good pump that happened here in this first 8 months. But you know, if you look at what's that?
Oh, we had it right out the gate too. I mean, like that was so early on too. I mean, like think a lot of these coins that will wait for a long time for that pump, you know, anything like that.
Yeah, they won't even see anything like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, hitting that.
This one that we've been talking about so much with all the rebasing and whatever for so long, that has been around for over a year. You know, like it didn't. They just made it like with like no action for like what feels like ever, you know, and then it pumps, and then it pumps, you know, and now we talk about it, you know. Nobody cared about it before. It was still doing its same weird rebasing thing for months.
I wouldn't be surprised if like some big investors that are in like these secret groups knocked on each other's doors and said, let's meet. They talk in the background, shake hands. All right, we're going to do this and this. And then the coin just like, and that's probably what happened. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I think that's what happens with a lot. Like, I mean, I think that there is definitely influencers that would like, you know, that you know, it's just like anything else in this. It's the same kind of situation in most business. There's rules that are put on companies talking to each other and setting prices. You know, right. Even though they still do. There's supposedly laws and rules against that. So in that same instance, why in an unregulated marketplace would people not do that? Just because they're nice? Fuck no, that's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. They're going to for sure coerce with each and manipulate prices and pump things that they want to at whatever time. And then as soon as they start buying it, shill it all over their social medias and shit. I mean, that's by the book.
Yeah, they got to keep these gold diggers happy, man. They got to keep making that gold. It just is what it is.
Yep.
Like some of the some of these crypto conventions, man. Just look around.
Oh yeah, I've been to them, and I know it's all there. It's a lot of meat grinding, Right. Somebody's getting rich, that's for sure.
Definitely.
So Crypto KG says, I don't think 10,000x will happen. Then 10,000 would be 56 cents. Now I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying that reasonable now. I mean, look at how much financial energy has come into the crypto space in the last 8-9 months, since like November, December of last year. We're at 300 and what are we at? 356 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
As far as the whole crypto space goes. So it was sitting around 278 billion for a while, like for almost a whole year there. And then boom, all of a sudden this grayscale thing starts taking off and all of this institutional money starts loading back into crypto. I mean, like the 20K top, that was 800 billion was in the market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 360 right now.
370, that's fair. I mean, I think that's like, honestly, that's like properly valued. Like, I think that's pretty reasonably valued, considering the fact that like I never forget when we were at the top in 2017 and all of crypto hit a $500 million or $500 billion valuation. Like the market cap of all of crypto crossed $500 billion. And when that happened, Vitalik tweeted out that he said, congratulations to crypto for hitting the $500 billion market cap. Do you really think that we're worth that? And he was fucking right. We weren't worth that. What was created in the space at that point in time was a lot of dreams and a lot of hope and not a lot of finished products, mostly not finished products. We still are mostly not finished products, but some of these products are working and doing something. They're actually fucking doing something now. They weren't doing anything before besides promising hopes and dreams before, right, and taking people's money. Like, these are actual solutions to actual banking things that we even if you, let's just say for a second, for hypotheticals, we're just recreating the banking system that we already had, which isn't good. We weren't trying to do that. But let's say we are trying to do that. That's still some serious technological innovation to be able to do it in the manner that we're doing it, So right, that's impressive alone, So like, there is real value in. So while it is mostly speculative, there still is some real value there. And there. Kinetic said it. The total market cap was up to 800 billion at one point in time, mid-December 2017. And when it crossed 500 is when he tweeted that, and he was like, I don't think, like, he was literally like, people commented underneath, and he was like, I don't think that we were worth that. Like, was 100% right, and like, we had to mire around at the lowest, we probably were worth like just over 100 billion during the bear market, And now there's something there. There's actually something there.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, you look at what's come in. So what's come in the last 8-9 months? About 40-50 billion, and Hex got a little piece of that. Got a pretty decent piece.
And I can remember when the entire crypto market cap was under $20 billion, and I was first mining Monero. And like, when the market cap went from like 10 to like 20 billion almost overnight, it was like, that was fucking huge to me. I was like, holy shit, dude, I cannot believe that we just doubled the market cap over fucking night. And like, that was that. And like, then within 3-4 months, I was completely numb to that. Like 20% added another $20 million, whatever. Didn't even phase you, And so right, I'm sure we're gonna, like, once we hit $1 trillion market cap, it'll stop phasing us too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these DeFi coins that are kind of pumping right now, like, people are numb to it. Like, dude, 10% is a new 1%. That's what it is.
Let's also remember that, that's how it was before too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I felt like that in 2017 too. But I also will say that the I just lost my goddamn train of thought. Sorry. I had something good there. Yeah.
Hey, not to change the subject and everything, but to change the subject, did Matt Van, did you get a sticker ban? Did they ban a sticker here in Dlive?
Really?
They take our stickers. That's what I'm saying. They took your sticker. That doesn't fly right. I thought this was Dlive. I didn't think we were back at the tubes.
Sticker removed. I see it.
Yeah. Wow. Which one was that, Matt Van? I hope it wasn't one of our favorites.
He said it was the one with girls' boobies bouncing. But they weren't naked or anything, right?
Yeah, no, almost. I think that's the one it was.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it was from. Yeah, I can't post emojis. It was from somebody who was on Dlive, who was, made that content, put that content out there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I figured out the next two little, like, if right now we're all DeFi'd out right now, like DeFi this, DeFi that, Uniswap token this, Uniswap token that, like, I think the next thing is going to be probably like Polkadot tokens, and then the one after that, it's going to be real estate tokens with the trend people have. Because like I was doing some research on some tokens, and it seems like they're coming later this year or early next year. So you're going to start seeing people like buying tokens to buy like tokenized real estate.
Now, how do these real estate tokens work anyway? I mean, because
it's like a fractional, like you have fractional ownership of whatever the real estate is. So then, like, if there's some plan where if you, like, let's say Airbnb it or rent it out or whatever, the money would be paid into and then distributed out via the crypto.
So a smart contract within the
so if you own 10% of the house and somebody rents it for $1,000 profit, then you get 10% paid out, or $100 paid out to you, or something like that.
Yeah. I can explain like the most, like, there's like two versions of it. There's one where, like, imagine like I have let's just say I have a 100 unit apartment complex, right, on the blockchain, and I tokenize it, right? So imagine I have 100 rooms that pay me $1,000 of rent each a month. That's $100,000, and probably only 20% of that's profit if we're paying a mortgage on it. If it's paid off, that's something completely different. But all right, let's just say it's fucking paid off, right? And it's basically 80% profit. What the holding company does is that they say, okay, we're going to keep 20% of the profits indefinitely in order to run this thing. And then from there, they make money interchanging on between the tokens. But then from there, let's just say they split it off into like 1,000 tokens. So each token represents an apartment complex, or one room inside the apartment complex. And then people start bidding up the price of the token and stuff because they're like, you hold the token for 1 month, then that rent money buys like, I don't know, Tezos token or whatever other token that's going to buy that. And then from there, with that token, you can buy more apartments, or you just keep that token or sell it into HEX. That's kind of what's going to happen. And then there's the more micronized version of that, which is like, you can literally buy a fractional reserve part of an apartment complex in tiny little pieces, or you can buy like let's just say there's 100 rooms on the apartment complex, you can buy room number 191 and buy one token in it. And then buy one token of this apartment complex in Arizona, and one in Dallas, and then one in fucking Mozambique, and this, and then you're getting like a diversified fucking real estate income essentially. That's what they're trying to fucking push. But obviously, it's going to be retarded because let's just say the real estate's worth like $10 million, and because of all these fucking crypto people FOMOing into these fucking properties, the property instantly goes to like $150 million in evaluation.
That's the kind of stuff that I was gonna say, is that there's like, because of the speculative nature on it, like there's this whole level of like, where the rubber meets the road between like the actual piece of property existing and this blockchain shit that represents it. Like, again, we need an oracle in between that can be there's gonna be fuckery there in some regards, you know. And then like there has to be fuckery actually, because if there's not, there has to be fuckery, because if there's not fuckery, then there will be fuckery by people gaming the system and jacking prices up or dumping prices down, something that you shouldn't be able to do with fucking real estate in general. Like, this is something that is very, very silly. And like, I don't think I want to have happen to any property I own any piece of.
Exactly.
So, like,
and that's what people are saying in the chat room right now. It's like, you know, some things were not meant to be tokenized, and then, you know, real estate is made to not be liquid. You know, it's like,
I mean, well, the institutions that, so they're like, at least right now in commits, they have like $7 billion worth of real estate that's going to go online, 2.6 that it's guaranteed to go online. So they're going to try.
No, I don't think. Listen, I don't think that it's not going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I mean, even though we know that there's better and worse ways to do things, and there's trade-offs in all of this shit. Like, that's like the reason why we're not hex maximalists, but like, we have something that's super well distilled and doesn't have to deal with a lot of this surface area of attack that we could possibly see. Whereas, like, we can fuck around with other tokens, we can have oracles on Chainlink, we can have fucking tokenized real estate and all that shit. I'm not saying we can't, and I'm not saying we can't fuck around with it either. I'm just saying that, like, that it's definitely not as concrete, and like, there's more levels of trust that are going to exist in that that don't have to exist within Hex, because it's its own thing. So, you know, there's very little outside world touching it, you know.
Right. That's why the entities are. There's going to be a regulated version of this, and then there's going to be a really stupid version. So, like, the first guild, so it's going to be really dumb. Like, dude, it's going to be bad. Like, the first one's going to be, like, the first property that's going to come out is, let me see the name if I have it. It's called River Plaza. It's in the UK, and yeah, so they're putting up about $643 million worth of properties in the UK, and the first one's called River Plaza. So that's actually going to be the first complex that's actually going to be on the blockchain that they're actually going to tokenize, and it's going to work because they're watching it. They're really watching it. Everyone's watching it, and a part of the token sales always ends up getting paid to the real estate company. So they always have money to be able to keep this thing fully, you know, filled to the brim with people, so the money's coming in, right? But then let's just say imagine that's a success, and they release more. Then the next company, because a lot of these companies, from what I look, a lot of these companies, it's a bunch of German, UK, and fucking and some what's it called Brazil, a couple Brazilian companies. That's pretty much. So there's going to be Brazilian stocks that are going to get tokenized, and then the rest are all fucking German and UK companies that are going to drop a bunch of like tokenized real estate. That's pretty much what's going to happen on that front. But what the next thing is that some guy is going to be like, you know, why can't I tokenize my house? That's where people are going to get into deep because you have this entire thing where, like, this is the only time where you need a centralized party. You really do, because let's just say you have a tokenized house, but no one's renting it. Who's going to pay the estate taxes? Who's going to pay all the fucking?
Who's going to deal with any of that shit? Exactly. Somebody's got to be.
It doesn't work, and then it's all on the chain too.
Shit. Yeah, and again, it's the other thing is that, like, for the purpose of crypto, like, it's really, again, like, there is no need for that. Like, no one's trying to censor your fucking MLS listing, you know? No one's trying to fucking censor your Airbnb shit, you know? Like, no one gives a shit about your fucking deeds like that, you know? Yeah. I mean, it would be
although
cool
they were losing deeds for a long time there during that little crunch in 2007, 2008. They were losing a lot of deeds.
There's a lot of
Hey, Ski Cat, thanks for the Ninja Guinea, bro. I saw you dropping all those Ninja Guineas on
Ski Cat in the house.
That was nice of you, man. That you dropped some Ninja Guineas on him. Pretty much appreciated. And everybody, if you're new here and you want to go and get yourself some Hex, go to hex.doctor and get yourself 10% more Hex. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Just to close up. So let me try to say the reason they're doing this, and it actually is a good reason, because of course a lot of people are going to get wrecked, but it provides one good service, is that the reason they want to do this is so it's affordable. So normal people can get into real estate. That's the main thing. It's the same thing. Like why is Apple stock into 5 right now? Tesla's doing the same.
Tesla's doing the same thing. Yeah, exactly. It's because it's the same thing as Richard talks about with fucking crypto. It's a unit bias, man.
But it's like a timeshare, you know. It's like, you know, you may as well tokenize.
It's exactly
hookers.
like a timeshare.
You may as well
exactly like a timeshare. I mean, like except for at the very least in a timeshare, they can pretend like you own it for one weekend out of the year when you decide to come and sit in a condo for fucking 4 days. Yeah. They can pretend that, but like they don't have to do any of that. If you own crypto real estate, like you 10% of real estate somewhere, like that's not going to give you any like rights to go and like stay there or have none of that shit. Like that is going to be very like it's going to be a very different beast. More like timeshare, less like owning real estate. But it's going to make people feel like they're a part of something. And, you know, I mean, people buy fucking plots of land on the fucking moon if it makes them feel like they bought something. Yeah, you know.
Well, like I said, you could tokenize hookers. You know, I mean, it's like,
yeah.
I mean, why not?
Doesn't mean that they're going to give you any more of their fucking bankroll than their pimp. You know, that dude's still hitting them on the day to day. You know, he's going to get the money. And I mean, like, and the same thing goes with the real estate thing. I just don't. Like I get it. Like I think that there's going to be some money to be made in it for sure. But yeah, I mean, there's just too many points of failure. There's too many like issues with it that like I don't see it as being.
And we're at a peak. We're at a peak right now, and the housing market. I mean, I know it's in a weird spot right now because of all of this, all the deferments. Because now you can, instead of people defaulting on their homes, which is a good thing that they did for folks, but. You know, now they can defer payments for up to a year. You can defer all. So this big maybe housing crash that everybody was kind of thinking of or predicting or whatever because of this thing is really not going to happen because they can defer payments. Now renters are probably going to be in more trouble, and then, you know, but I mean, what's that? Property owners that are renting places out that are getting rent, I mean, they're going to be able to defer their payments too. I do believe.
Yes. Yep.
So, I mean, that's
kind of like, and like, again, I mean, it's I get it, you know, I get it. It's, I mean, and because again, the deferments and all that, like the banks working with people isn't just for individuals. It's also for people who own complexes or multiple properties and stuff too. Like, I mean, if you own a bunch of units, you're going to go to the bank and be like, these people aren't paying. So like, which would you like? Are you going to repossess it from me where like my renters like me, when they can pay me money, they probably will pay me money, but like, they're not going to like you. They're not going to be as inclined to pay you, you know, the fucking bank, you know? So, and the banks know that. That's why it's a shitty situation all around. And like the bubble, the crisisy thing of it all is that like, we're still printing the money. So like you're right. There won't be a crash until like you know,
until the money dries up and people have to start paying again. It's like there's like a no default clause right now, really, in the whole system there, you know, which in a way it's a good thing, but how long does what kind of damage is that going to create?
It's like ideally, I mean, like right now, all it's going to do is like fuck our money up, you know, and make our shit be worth less, you know, and like if that goes on long enough, then it can hit some sort of crescendo of terribleness, but like I don't like ideally that doesn't happen this cycle around.
Let me that's our hope. Bring us back around to Hex real quick and get off of real estate, although it's an important subject and it does relate because it is going to affect us eventually. But Blue Bum actually asked a good question. He said, "How do the gas fees work with unstaking and how is it calculated?" So the way it works, Blue Bum, is all of your penalties, all of your interest, all of that, it's going to, so like if you're in a 5-year stake, they're going to go back through 5 years and calculate all of your, basically like your transactions that happen within your account there, within your staking account. And then and then your fees are going to be added up at that point. So they could get pretty high at 15 years from what I'm understanding. I don't know where we're going to be sitting in 15 years or where we're going to be sitting even 5 or 10 years. That's a long ways away. 5 years is a long ways away in crypto. I mean, that's anything could happen by then, you know? So that's kind of what has to happen is all of those calculations have to be made and then you're charged a gas fee based upon what those calculations were or how many different calculations had to happen.
Yes.
And that's why we have the 555 day limit stake is that when they calculated the gas fees, that was the lowest amount of gas fees that they can create. They could have went longer. We could have went, 10,000 days or whatever, but 5,555 seemed to be the breaking point of where the fees just started to get ridiculous. So that's why it works the way it does.
I get that. I'm very aware, Kinetics, that my bingo fart looks like bingo fart right now. I get it, chat.
Richard's crying. You guys are making Richard cry. So, whoa.
What?
Ski Cat just gave me a jet? What?
Jet?
Dude, Ski Cat, thanks, bro. Man, you are dropping it today, man. Who are you, Ski Cat? You're somebody. Yeah. You're a freaking whale, baby. Thank you for the. That's our first Ninjet, everybody. Ski Cat just gave us our first Ninjet. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks to all you guys for what you do to promote Hex. Hey, man, that's what we do here. We just want to give everybody on Discourse Syndicate that gets an opportunity to talk and tell their side of the story and talk about Hex. And then, of course, we just have fun and, fuck with things.
We do have fun.
We do.
That is for sure.
Yep. Thanks, Bran. Thanks for the diamond, Bran.
I don't think Hex has ever gotten a jet. Yeah.
That is cool, man. I am digging that. That is I've never seen one. See, they just put the animation up because there wasn't an animation for the Ninjet like just in the last few weeks ago or so. They didn't have an animation for it. So, but now they did. Speaking of jets, so FN Hangout, so the Friday night hangout, Hex Jesus and the rest of the crew is going to probably run it. I may or may not be on because I'm going to Miami tomorrow, and I'm working in Miami Friday, and flying back in Friday night. So I may be traveling. I'm going to try and jump on, maybe get on my phone if I'm in the airport or whatever, hook up with you guys. But it's going to be, and hopefully if Kinetics ever comes back off his fucking vacation and comes back to the show and helps out a little bit, we'll have him on there too. But
is that Kinetics? I can't even recognize him.
Yeah. Who's that guy? Who you said who?
Grandpa.
Yeah. Hexo did get it. He did get a Ninjet, but he did get it. It got it today from Ski Cat.
Oh, Ski Cat gave him a jet today too.
Yes. So
he was dropping. He dropped a whole fleet of Ninja Guineas on him too. So that was.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he ended up almost 2,000 or 20,000 lemons by the end of it all. So Ski Cat is pumping them out. I love it, man. Fucking A.
That's cool. We got a supporter.
You have any questions, Ski Cat?
Yeah, you got any questions, man?
Yeah.
Other than saying thank you.
Ski Cat is Richard Theory.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say Adrian.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be.
I mean, cool. He watches us, and so if you're watching, unless you don't sign in, but like there's a higher likelihood that he signs in, so he's got to be Oscar. Maybe he doesn't say anything, but is there any way to be able to tell all the people in your stream?
No, not really, because everybody has their own names and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on where they log in from.
Well, they have to say something for you to know what their name is in the stream. Then it doesn't give you a list. Yeah.
Well, I could see a list too. I could actually see a list of who's in the stream.
Yeah, if I had a list, I'd be questioning who could it be.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I don't know if
Cat is
Adrian,
the OA.
I don't know if I bother Adrian or if Adrian is
I mean,
cool with it.
He's got to say things he says things to get responses. You know, he's got.
Well, no, I was seeing nobody responding to like a lot of his tweets. I wasn't seeing people responding. I said, you know what, this shit's too good not to respond to. So it's some fucking.
I just don't know what to say sometimes. You're just like,
I know what to say every time. He has some gems in that motherfucker, man. He puts some gems in there. I mean, freaking love that guy. Adrian, come on the show, man. Come on, show some love. Oh, Ski Cat just dropped another Ninja Key. Thanks,
boom. Woo. No questions. Just thank Richard Hart. Well,
no question.
Thank you, Richard.
Just thank RH.
Yeah, I mean, I do thank him for. I mean, this has been a hell of a ride. It's super fun to be a part of this community and to talk about, and like to have something super cool to talk about. And like, I mean, I'll be honest, like the first wave of this pandemic is like we pumped so hard during that time that it was hard to like marry the real life with what was going on in your wallet and crypto land, because like real life seemed pretty shitty around. Like I mean, everyone you knew was losing jobs and shit was getting real as fuck very quickly, and people are fighting over toilet paper, and all we did was see our bags pump, and like it's a weird feeling,
If I didn't have Hex and all this, I'd be in a very, very dark place right now. I lost my best friend
Me too, man.
and my father this year. I mean, it's just been a freaking horrible. I lost my job. I lost my dad. I lost my best buddy. I mean, it has been a fucked up year. If it wasn't for Hex, man, I'd just be like fucking just curled up in a ball somewhere, man. I mean, it's been a lifesaver for me because, all of you guys, meeting all of you guys and getting to know some of you a little deeper than some, but I mean, it's been cool. And the other thing I want to say something about Richard, some people have been coming to me and talking to me like, if Richard was a little more of this or a little more of that, and I've been working with the Rogan team. I've been kind of dripping on one of the producers right now to try and find the right time to drop our package on them. And somebody was telling me, hey, if Richard was just a little less edgy, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I don't want him to be. I like him being the underdog. I like him being hated. I like him being edgy. I wouldn't want to be involved in this project if we didn't have somebody like Richard standing in front of it, because it's going to make it so much sweeter when we do finally win, when we get a win out of this thing. I mean, we've already won. I mean, it's there. We just haven't got the recognition for the win yet.
Right.
So it's already there. So having somebody like Richard, an underdog, that's getting shit on by the whole community. I mean, it's fucking awesome. It's pirate as fuck as far as I'm concerned.
I agree, man. There's there's part of me that just loves the shit out of that, man. It's like, it makes me, I mean, I always rooted for the underdog as well, or wanted to be there's something about you going against the grain that's sexy and enticing. You want to be, and like it's dangerous and like a risk, but and mostly lots of people fall flat on their face. But if you are on the right track, then there's a lot more benefits there. Multiple X's.
Yeah.
So and here Kinetic said the same thing. He said that you guys as a community have kept me sane during this shit this year has thrown at me. So I mean, I firmly believe that there's no way that I'm the only one and you're the only one and Kinetics is the only one that's felt that way. There's a bunch of us. There's a lot of us that that's why we keep coming back to say something on Twitter and come to do these live streams and watch the shit and pay attention and shit, is because it is, besides the fact that there's a lot of great stuff to keep us here, it's also it's cathartic, and it's nice. I like that. I like being a part of the community. So I'm super happy to have everyone enjoying what we have to say on the regular enough to be able to give us ninjets and ninja guineas out of nowhere. know?
Yep. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool. I'm happy with everybody. Just, hey guys, just don't be weird about it. All right. Let's.
Yeah, no. Weirdness allowed.
Don't
I've
be
been,
crypto weird. That's what it should say. Don't be crypto weird.
I've been reading comments, and if it's people I know, I've been reading it in their voice. It's been freaking me out right now. Like I just read Brand's last thing, and I read that in Brand's voice in my head.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. That's that's a cool and unique in general. Like, I mean, like we have a bunch of us have been able to communicate with each other and video and chat and whatever, like enough to where you can put a face to and a voice to that, which is, I mean, and that's like OG Bitcoiners didn't have that. You had Bitcoin Talk, and that was about it. And everyone was like too afraid of letting their own OPSEC out to do any of this kind of public outreach. I mean, there was very little of that to begin with in Bitcoin for many years.
Somebody said it's okay, Moses. I'm stoned too.
Brand does shocked. You should be only drinking protein powder, bro. I need those arms bigger.
Can you talk about Staker? No, no Staker. We have no info on Staker. They're not talking. They're keeping tight-lipped about it. And
I mean, I can speculate. I can dream. I can.
I mean,
but it's not real. None of what I say is financial advice, nor is it true about the project. I know nothing.
And you guys don't know how big 22-inch arms actually are. Dude, like all y'all be happy with 18s.
22s. That's freaking. You got to juice 22s. I'm sorry. That's a big fat boy, or you on juices. You juices.
Yeah, the biggest I ever had in my arm was like 19 and like 3/8, 19 3/8 or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was fat too though, and working out.
Yeah. So yeah,
but shit, my arms look good though.
You could throw an extra. I mean, I could throw 30 pounds on, throw an extra inch on the arms, but that doesn't mean once the sexy's gone and the arms are fat,
lose that inch somewhere else, man.
Yeah, but that's something else we should always be talking about too. Is taking care of ourselves physically, everybody, because that's important.
That's something that I will say is another interesting thing about because like Hex has left me with extra time on my hands as far as like before I was involved in Hex, my other piece of crypto that I did was mine. I mined a lot of cryptocurrency, and when I mined, it was taxing. It's like if you think researching coins is taxing, imagine researching coins and then also spending physical hours of labor tinkering with machines on racks and shit, and just to get shit working, and fucking learning about electricity and all, like tons of shit, just to chase like that. That was pumps that were even harder to chase, and like because I have not had to spend my time like totally dicking around with what was like shit tons of machinery. I have been able to work on my own, I'm able to work out. I'm like, because I had the time to like sit around and be like, okay, I should probably be paying, like I got 15-year fucking stakes. So like now the most important thing in Hex really is like being more healthy. So like I have a cool little board over here that like I have like, charting of like shit I'm doing personally, working out, not, what supplements, what shit I'm not doing, and like I pay attention to that shit now more than I ever have in my life. And like I already feel it netting positive gains, because like I give a shit. You just give a shit more, because like what else do I have to give a shit about now? Like I know my stakes are going to be good. The only other thing I have time to dick around and learn about yams and tell you all about all that shit about that shit, and tell you don't waste your time, but I think that you're right. I think that talking about being physically fit and active and all that shit is important, and healthy is great. It's great.
Yeah. And 90% of being fit is all in the kitchen. I mean, literally your physical fitness is in the kitchen. Most of it is in the kitchen.
I mean, there are like, there's, if you're Michael Phelps and you burn 20,000 calories in a day, you could probably eat sticks of butter and be just fine. There are people out there like that. But
Twinkies and sticks of butter and swim fucking 500 miles a day.
When I was like in hockey, like I played like not horn tooting or anything, but like I did like, USA hockey and was, an overseas shit. And like when I did those programs when I was like 14, 13, like we were on and off the ice 5 times a day, and then we worked out 3 more times in the day. Like I was literally working out 8 times a day. Like you could eat whatever the fuck you wanted if you're working out 8 times a day.
That freaking on that ice, man. You guys burn that shit up too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, it was and then just run.
Somebody said
run.
Somebody said we can't call you medium K.
Yeah. No. Oh no, dude. No, you cannot. I was a big dude, and I was a big dude. Like it wasn't fair when I played hockey because I was like this size. I was like 180 pounds when I was in 6th grade. So I mean, adults at the parents would cheer when they knocked me over. Like the kids would knock me over and they'd be like, "Yeah, fucking get that kid down. He's fucking too big." They'd be like, I was the kid that they'd be asking to see my birth certificate. But yeah, that was lots of fun. But like until now, I haven't found a motivator besides team sports that to be fit. There's a huge gap in there. When I wasn't working out and wasn't physically active.
Yeah. And then Internet Lurker said, "Ask," and this is exactly my point. So ask Steve Jobs. Wealth can't buy you health. Yuck. But you know what? You got to be alive to get those steaks, man. So, any old person will tell you that the most important thing is your health. And I can tell you guys, at 50, at 52, going to be 53 in a couple of weeks here. The things that I wish that I could have changed or taken care of was, the back, the neck, the things I could care less about the finances and all the other shit and the stuff that I've bought and things that I've done and all that stuff. But the physical pain that I go through because of what I've done to my back and my neck and all that, I wish I would have took care of myself a little bit better. I've always taken care of myself as far as trying to eat right and trying to work out and do those kinds of things. But I wish I would have, in doing the job that I did, took a little bit more care of, the body here, because now I'm at a point where I'm not doing work. I'm pointing and telling people what to do and that kind of thing at this age. But the pain that I go through from what I did when I was a younger guy, like, oh no, fuck it. I'm just going to move this, or I can do this, or I can throw that on my shoulder and I can get this up the stairs and do all that kind of crap. If I would have just took a little bit better care of myself. And if you're one of those people that are having problems with eating, you're going to look at yourself at 40, 50, 60 years old, and you're going to wish that you would have just taken a little bit better care of yourself so that you're not having to deal with the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis, So think about that, you young guys. Take care of the body, take care of your physical being, because it's important when you get up. When I was in my 20s, I thought, man, I'm never going to make it to 28. There's no way I get past 28 years old, so I just ran like, it was never going to end. Now, in retrospect, I go, man, I wish I would just took a little bit better care of my body.
So I see, I like this Children of the Grave. Thanks for saying, bringing up mountain biking. Actually, I was thinking about doing, there's so many trails around here. And it's pretty big in Puerto Rico, mountain biking. There's a lot of, there's a lot of mountains. So I'm all about it.
Mama Rock says that I'm still a baby, that she's got 9 on me. Mama, if you got 9 on me, I hope I look half as good as you in another 5 years, let alone 9 years. So good job to you. You're taking care of yourself, that's for sure. Let's see what else is going on in the chat room. P90 Hex. Yeah. Red Marine, you're still with us. Hey, Bran. All right. Cool. Right, RG3, about the diet. I will give you guys.
That is true. That is true too, man. The diet is huge. I used to be I've spent years now, but I used to drink probably a Coke, 2 Cokes a day,
Oof.
And just stopping that alone, boom, you immediately lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, almost overnight.
Sodas are so bad. So bad.
So bad.
Worst things for you.
I did all this like a huge part of my like dissertation thesis when I was for my minor when I was in college was all about Coca-Cola and the brand and the marketing of it and how like amazing and how evil they all are like in the same like they've been able to do something that like marketing wise no one, I mean it's the second most recognized word sans language across all languages in the entire world is Coca-Cola. Number one is okay. Number two, Coca-Cola. Like that's literally like it's above Jesus or Muhammad or any of that shit, you know. But it's fucking poison, and people literally line up. They put a bottling plant in India, and like you know, it takes 3 gallons of water to make 1 gallon of Coca-Cola. And like these people are thirsting for water, and like they're like, no, more Coke, please, more. Like they're excited about the bottling plant. You're like, what? You know, like it's mind blowing how effective their marketing is to get you to drink poison. You know,
Peter the Great says, "Don't worry about Hex, guys. It's going to be all right, guys." Yeah. Well, you, Peter, you get a show and you talk about fucking Hex 3 times a week and see how much material you can come up with, you know, over a 6 month
We'll
period.
talk more about Hex. Everyone, I mean, we're just feeding the chat beast over here. We feed the chat beast, and they don't like it. Jeez.
If you think you're getting enough protein, you're not.
Oh, you protein fiend.
Yeah. Well, you're not like.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm a firm believer in running macros, and you know, I mean, if you're overweight, then macros may not be where you need to be. You may need to be on a calorie deficient diet, or maybe even a low carb diet to get your weight down first, and then you run your macros based upon what kind of gains or losses you want, you know, and then it puts you in a comfortable place. I've never felt better than when I'm running my macros at the proper weight and proper weight gain that I'm looking for, or whatever, muscle gain or whatever. I mean, right now, obviously I've scaled back because I'm not doing a lot of gym stuff. It's more like calisthenics and pull-ups and push-ups and shit at the house, you know, and dumbbells, but it's not full blown gym. So I've run my macros back a little bit. Protein's lower. Fat's a little higher. I'm a little more on a low carb type of deal versus anything in a lower protein. But when I get back in the gym full swing, then, you know, I'll change it up again. But I feel good when I run on my macros, and I had a good buddy that taught me that.
I mean, that's the thing, is that most people are going to be in, like, the vast majority of people are going to be in the first category that you were talking about. They just need the low calorie diet, and they just need to like get to a place where they can consider what they want to actually do with a baseline body. You know, like that's the truth.
And doing it slow, there's something to be said about doing it slow too. You know, like making your gains or your losses in a couple of pounds a week type of thing versus trying to do a big crash, you know, weight loss or whatever. It's just not good on the body. And you don't lose
as sustainable either.
Yeah, and you don't lose as well. You can gain it back just as quickly as you lose it. If you lose, you can crash. You know, you can go back up again the same way.
Yeah, because psychologically, you'll be like you're just waiting for the moment when you can break whatever insane regiment you're on that's not realistic, and then you're gonna swing the other way. You know, that's reasonable levers of loss.
Yeah.
I wish I went slower on the weights in terms of how much weight I added on like deadlifts or like squats and stuff.
Yeah,
it's everyone you think you're not ego lifting, but you are. It's weird. It's like, yeah, I'll be at this weight for 3-4 weeks, and then you know what, I'm feeling really good today. You know what, let me bump it up a little bit. But then that next week you're not as healed up as you were the last week, and you'll hurt yourself, or you're like fuck, or you're cheat repping and stuff and everything, and then you're like, cool, I did 3 weeks, let me add some more weight on there, and then you were already cheat repping, or you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, I had to stop at my age. I had to stop, so no more bench presses because my shoulders are jacked. So they took me off bench press. My trainer that I work with took me off bench presses. So because of the way you hold a bar, it's just not good on your shoulders when you got jacked up old shoulders. And then the same thing with deadlifts. My deadlifts are I'm kind of done with those too because my neck and my back and my spine and everything. So a lot of machine work now. But I mean, fuck, dude, I'm 52. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be running around with a six pack like the rest of you guys, freaking chasing women and shit.
Yeah. Kinetics over here said he's training for Ninja Warrior. Y'all seen the clips for the?
He's talking
Ninja
about coming
Warrior
in on. He's talking about coming on Friday with his shirt off and shit.
By all means, by all means.
Mama Rock says, the older you get, the more it sags, bags, or drags.
Your gravity is,
it is a motherfucker. I'm telling you, man. It is. It is.
Yeah.
All right. Right on, guys. Well, I'm ready to call it a night if you guys are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anybody got any? Don't get weird, RG3. Yeah. Well, you're the one talking about taking your shirt off. And you know what happens when you young guys start taking your shirts off around me. Let's see. I guess that was weird, huh?
Yeah.
Hex Jesus like, yeah, that's weird, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of young guys, when are you going to get on our show, Adrian? Come on, Adrian. Come hang out with us, man. You know I love you. You know I'm we're your biggest fan. So come hang out with us, bro. Any Friday night, I'll even do a stream on a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Sunday or a Saturday just to get you to come on, man. So Adrian, dude, come on. Get on the show with us. Come hang out. You're part of the community. We want to talk to you. So anyway. With that,
they'd like to release the Kraken, the chat says.
Oh, hey, so me and Hexo decided that we're going to save it up for a little while and then we're going to drop it. So releasing of the Kraken.
You can only do that for 1 week at a time, though, remember. So
is that what it said?
Yeah, we figured out that you can only say it like it resets every week, so we can only do it like we can save it up weekly. He was bummed. He figured that out. Like somebody told him in chat like a day ago.
Oh shit, he didn't tell me because we both said that we were going to do it. All right, so let me just release it then. We'll just release it.
Yeah, resets Sundays. That's when it does.
And let's see. Let me put some more in there.
So yeah, this has been a fun stream, y'all.
Always. Let's see. Let's release this. So we are going to release the treasure chest upon the pirates. Here you guys go. Here's your booty. Let's see who gets it.
Looking to get it. Yeah, thanks again to Ski Cat, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Ski Cat. You freaking rock, dude.
Let me know if you want to get the wearables. I'll help you out.
Oh, have you guys seen Hex? I don't know if he's gonna let me show it yet, but Hex Toys has made some fucking cool, badass swag, dude. We got some badass swag.
So,
yeah, I don't know if he wants me to show it yet, but dude, Hex Toys is freaking came through big time. Mama Rock got 292 lemons. Eshtar 168 lemons. Internet Lurker 121 lemons. Brian Magruder 97, and RG3 Happy Now 81.3. Yeah, whatever, dude. So anyway, Mama Rock threw us some more diamonds.
Happy today.
She just gave us all that she got back. Thanks for the ice creams. A bunch of damn ice creams. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you. And we'll see. I'm hoping I'll be there. Anybody who's in Miami, shit, man, go have dinner or something. If you're in the Miami area, hit me up in Telegram or Twitter or whatever. I'll come hang out with you in Miami on Friday night, or on Friday. All right, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you guys all at the FN Hangout. Have a good one. See ya. Bye-bye.
Later.